Yeah, I guess I'm on, but how do I know if I'm really on though? I'm not like I'm not I don't think I'm on right now. Or wait, am I? I might be on, but I don't know because am I on? I don't know if I'm on, yo. Hey, hold on, I'm about to fix my camera real quick though. On this Yo, yeah, okay, that's even better, gang. That's even better, y'all. Yeah, I guess I can't put nothing in my background, y'all. Like what the like, bro? What the? Oh no. This is the background. Nah, but I'm talking about for myself. So whatever. It's smooth. Yeah. Welcome. I guess we live. You feel me? Um. Yeah, we live, man. Uh. I guess there's somebody in the chat. I don't know. If somebody's in the chat or not. I can't. I don't even know how to work this like this, man. So yeah. Um. I can't. How do you take this off, bro? How do you? Oh my god. Okay. I don't know what that was. It was like putting fake chats and restream. I don't know. I don't know what that was, gang. This is yeah. I'm straight off that. All right. Yeah, y'all. I don't even know what this. I haven't done this in a long time with this restream stuff. So you know, have some patience with me. Am I even on anything except YouTube, gang? Like I was trying to be on some more channels or whatever. I guess I'm not on. Now I'm on. Now I'm on. I guess yeah. I guess I'm on. Yeah, now I'm getting it. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. We going live right now, y'all. I okay, so now that everybody's here, I know I didn't even put the title up, man. Like this is crazy. Ah, we got so much tonight. We got so much tonight, man. Shout out to Kyle Young, man. That's the first thing. Oh my god, man, that smoke alarm is about to really drive me crazy, bro. All right, but yeah, man. Shout out to Kyle Young, man. Y'all check out the interview we just did, bro, as well as as well as what's it called, bro? The interview we did on YouTube, we did an interview on Discord too. Just shout out to Kyle Young, man. Shout out to Kyle Young. W Kyle Young, man. But let's get into this Lush and Wax situation.
Like, man, I didn't want to come like this, bro. That's why I podcast on time, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
It's all good,
Sorry,
man.
bro. I'm sorry, Adam. Fuck, my bad.
My
Chief.
bad.
No, I'm a Mark, bro. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I
wasn't real.
Mark, bro.
You're not a Mark.
Nah, fool. I'm a J-Cat, bro. Again, fool. What the do you expect? Fool?
Hey,
of course,
man,
bro.
really?
Lush,
Everybody here isn't perfect. We all got our own issues. Every person at this table has major issues, dude.
I'm
You're
so
just
flyer that all they talking about the check game, fool. Because like,
you're just wearing. You think, dude? Duh.
When it's time to get dope, I take off. Before the feds get the dope, I take off.
Now, the other day, Lush showed up to No Jumper, and he said that some female that he was around apparently had, took too much of whatever they was doing, and he wasn't sure if she was going to make it, and he was taking it hard. He was on the pod crying. Now, although I thought he was putting on a little bit, he would later go to his own Instagram and begin to talk about checking in to rehab to detox. Now, in a post on his IG, he said, I will be going into a detox facility to get myself cleaned up. I am currently exploring options with my family and my sponsor. I added that "my" in there. Shouts to the fans, my family, and friends for the support. This decision was made so I can not only survive, but thrive and be of maximum usefulness to my team and, of course, No Jumper. Much love to the Ugly Boy Inc. This only gonna make us stronger. Much love to the team at No Jumper. I will keep everyone updated. Shit's been crazy for a while now. If it wasn't for the UAB homies, I'd probably for sure be dead. Lush 5.0 loading. It's obvious that Lush has some addiction issues going on. It's been going on for quite some time. I mean, Lush has lost so much weight since the last time he was on No Jumper before he got fired that, I mean, it's only evident to those of us who've been watching No Jumper that this dude is strung out on something. I mean, this ain't me taking no shot at Lush. This is just my own personal observation. There's something going on with him. Lush has a chemical dependency problem. You know, we know this, right? And with that being said, you know, he posted this and was open about it. Now, some people said that Lush was looking for attention by going online, telling everybody that he's going to detox. But one individual particularly took to Instagram to actually take shots at Lush. Now, wack100 will hop in the comments and say, at Lush, one, there's a shortage of trees, and trees provide oxygen, so go ahead and kick the bucket. We need the extra air. One more wild night of 8 different drugs should do it. I promise we'll make a couple clips out of you. Hurry up. He would also just respond to a whole bunch of different people. He would say to Just West Official and say he needs another fix. Drop that off so we can get him out of here. He would also respond to Gorilla Hebrew and tell Gorilla Hebrew he's from the other side. He needs to go. He's in the way. He would at Tam and say, you don't like this clown. We discussed this, remember? He would at I Am Doughboy and say, you can't love a stranger. Get the F out of here. Too many fake people. You can care less. At Bootleg Kev and say, nah, he's in the way. We got enough snakes in the world. Now, in addition to this, wack100 would actually find a video of Lush apparently getting slapped. Now, I don't know where wack100 found this video or how he got his hands on it, but he would post it on his Instagram.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Hey, Freddie, this is what happens when people lie to us.
Freddie, this is the beginning of it. Ready?
I'm sorry.
That's just the beginning, Freddie. It's just begun. All right, get up, fool. We got work to do.
Now, although I took the portion out where the physical altercation actually happened, I think you guys understand that Lush actually got the spit knocked out of him. I mean, like, you know, he was on the ground. I don't know what happened. I don't know what took place. They said it was Armenians or something like that. I really don't know. All I know is wack100 posted this and Lush responded to it. Now, he made several different responses, but I believe that the most important response is the one we about to play right now.
Imagine like a scaly Gila monster, Komodo dragon-esque looking human being who's like 78 years old, driving around and furiously stroking his ashy excuse for a in public, in broad day, when you could like hear the sound of children playing at the local elementary school down the street in the background. Imagine that. Is this a person who you want to watch on podcasts?
Now, Lush, you know, he would bring that situation up where wack100 was allegedly in the car doing whatever it was that he was doing. Y'all remember the video? Wack would go on later to say that the video was AI. Okay, whatever, Wack. Now, with that being said, though, Lush would also begin to say some other things that people on the internet have been saying. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, I was surprised that Lush went this route with wack100, but I think with Wack wishing death on Lush, the gloves was off.
Ho-ass Wack, the old man is threatening me, but he not doing shit to Jay Diggs. He ain't do shit to Ant. He ain't do shit to Compton Rick Rock. He ain't do shit to all these people that have time and energy, but he want to try to pick on me. Wack, I promise you, if you even think about touching me, whatever happens is going to happen. But the main thing that's going to happen is that you are going to be sued for everything in your entire life that you think you own. They're going to be repoing the BBL out of R&B's ass by the time I'm done with you. You want to see? I'll show you the epitome of you ain't touching shit. You ain't never harmed a fly. Shut the up. You afraid to even go to your own functions for your gang. So why don't you worry about that and stop trying to pick on middle-aged white dudes who have no bad energy for you. Delete my Instagram right now. If Wack could have more shooters step into the streets of Los Angeles right now than I can, I bet you can. I bet you can. Where the shooters at? Where the your shooters at? I bet you'll have to call the police or some shit. Or bet you'll have to threaten to call the police on my shooters.
Lush would actually go in the store and he would go in on Wack like for hours last night. I mean, there's so much content in his story. If you want to go over there and watch all of it, you can. You know, he went from, you know, saying that he was grifting Adam to actually saying that the feds and the Los Angeles Police Department need to come get Wack under control. You know, he even went as far as to actually calling Wack CS2 in his actual, you know, video that we just reacted to. The caption was CS2 back, aka Fake Suge Knight, who's literally contributed nothing to hip hop. Get a life, loser. Stop threatening me. You are beyond pathetic. I mean, this thing, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm a little surprised. Lush got hella disrespectful when it comes to Wack. Now, with all that being said, we know there was going to be a response from wack100.
Lush is a dope fiend, nigga. If I catch him, I'ma smash him. He know that.
Hey, Wack, what you think about if he'd be like, yo, I was just saying that I was spiraling out.
That you don't care about none of that. You're gonna get smashed if he know that. I wasn't tripping him last week. He said, Wack, this nigga really like Wack coming today. He ran out the building. He never does that, Wack. I said, oh yeah, he think I'm tripping. So I wasn't tripping. I checked him on the phone. I was done with it. Cause he ain't even that type of dude, but you get to saying certain shit and you gonna get smashed. That's it. Tell niggas be popping at him. I'm like, hey bro, Big U was on the street 2-3 years and I was calling him a rat. Nigga knew where my studio at, my door at, he knew where everything at. It's the reason why Big U didn't come playing with me. It's all a bunch of square niggas who ain't never been nowhere running their mouth. As soon as you get on them, they talking lawsuit or police.
Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. This thing is going nowhere. Wack ain't going to put his hands on Lush. Lush ain't about to do nothing to Wack. I mean, again, I don't think it's like a play. I don't think it's pretend. I don't necessarily think that it's, you know, them just doing the usual YouTube thing. I actually really believe that Lush said how he felt. And Wack is saying how he feels at this moment. But again, man, we done heard so many like threats and so many like warnings and so many people that was going to get it. I highly doubt that Lush is going to be the first one that Wack, quote unquote, tries to make an example out of. It just don't fit, you know, the scenario. We got a dude who's not, he doesn't have a street bone in his body as far as on some gangster stuff. He's not affiliated with nothing. He's not technically from the streets in, you know, a more aggressive or physical way. You know, he's played around in the streets with the things that he does recreationally and whatever else he has going on with the battle rap scene and the crews or whatever that the clique that he's associated with. But beyond that, Lush is not that type of guy. He's not built like that. He definitely disrespected Wack, and he definitely brought R&B's name up, you know, and normally that's a trigger for wack100 when people get to disrespecting this woman. But nothing ain't about to happen about this, man. This is just another one of those times where, you know, somebody says something crazy and it creates content for the moment. Now, I'm pretty sure Adam got on the phone with both of these individuals and tried to squash this and, you know, keep it, you know, from going where it doesn't need to go. But we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, if y'all go over to Lush's Instagram page, he posted stories about Wack all night, as well as he got screenshots of Wack DMing him where he claims that Wack is sending him text messages that's threatening him. But again, Lush is talking about he's going to sue Wack and take everything that he thinks he owns. Get in the comments, though, man. Let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all already know what it is. Hype this video up. Ruler Gang.
Draco the Ruler's dad just revealed how the Bloods tried to murder Draco the first time 2 weeks before his death. His dad revealed the Bloods ultimately wanted to kill Draco because Draco wouldn't go with their program. He wouldn't let them extort him. He
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So yeah, man, this is what I was gonna put. I forgot to put it in the title. I'm gonna put it in the title right now. But yeah, Draco's dad and his other brother, Ralphie's other brother, went on Software Underbelly and did an interview, gang. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So we gonna check this out. Flakko, I don't know about Flakko watching it. Look, cause let me see. I want to actually watch Software Underbelly. Like, I'm actually pull up Software Underbelly. But we still gonna do Nolan. We gonna do all that other, but Software Underbelly for sure. Because I don't know if he probably he did.
All right, so we have.
So yeah, we gonna pull this up real quick, y'all. Give me like 2 seconds. Make sure everything's smooth on my end. You know what I'm saying? Let me just see something real quick, y'all. But yeah, let me I should be smooth, right? Like, let me know if anyone in YouTube right now within the chat, bro, if I'm smooth. How do I even, can I like do a chat thing? Like, that's where the chat would be. I don't care about the demo. I just want to see the regular chat. Nah. Oh, I can't put the damn chat. I guess that's how the chat will look. Okay, yeah, it's smooth. Nah, it's fine. All right, yeah, all right, we're gonna get into this, y'all. We're gonna get into this, y'all. Is there any way that I could like, yeah, bro? Can I do my own though? Like, the hell? Ah, my damn ears. That shit fucking hurts. Let me see. Let me just see if this will work, y'all. It might not though. Hold on, y'all. Like this shit. I don't know, bro. I wonder if I'm frozen, gang. I could be frozen. I feel like I'm frozen. Am I frozen? I can't see nothing. There we go. There it goes. Boom. See if it'll pull up. Okay. Okay, yeah, we here, y'all. We here. But yeah, I'm real. Damn, this mic tripping. But yeah, I'm pretty shocked with this interview that Mark did, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all again. I'm pretty shocked with this interview that Mark did with Draco's dad. I mean, Draco's dad's already went on interviews with like Adam and stuff before, but this is different. I feel like because yeah, this is just different gang. But I'm trying to let me see. Bear with me, y'all, because this is my first time on this restream in a while, bro. So I'm trying to just really figure out how to use this stuff. Okay, we should be fine. We should be good. Okay, all right. So this is what we're gonna do, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Might turn on the. Let me see. Did I even put the rest of the title? Nah. I'm gonna put yeah. I'm trying to see. I'm really trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to figure this out. Ah, damn, it hurts. I'm trying to see, like, if. Hold on, y'all, because. Hold on, real quick. So I'm about to get. Here, I guess I'll just. Yeah. I guess I'll play this, but. Yeah, I'll play this, y'all. Let's just play it.
Daryl, who is the father of rapper Draco the Ruler,
right?
Who passed away how long ago?
December 18th, 2021.
Mm-hmm. And this is you're his brother?
This is his brother.
Yeah, I'm the older brother.
Lorenzo?
I'm Lorenzo, but my artist name is Stickman. A lot of people know me by Stickman.
Stickman, okay, cool. Were you his father pretty much throughout his childhood?
Well, okay, so on and on, I was the dad there until, me and the mom kind of got in a little bitter situation. So you already know how that goes. They, now I gotta punish the dad. You're not gonna be coming around, if you don't want to pretty much abide by, how the game goes, the rules of the mom or whatever. So it got kind of bad to where it was just too much. Just drama in front of the kids, and it just wasn't good. So I stepped away from it. I didn't want them to see that, like that. The type of violence was, the verbal abuse and stuff in the household. And not to throw her under the bus, but she was really bad. So I couldn't deal with it. So then at that particular time, I figured that Draco was around about 6 years old and his brother was around about 4. And, I still would make my efforts come around and, Christmas, give them their things and do stuff for them and all of that. And it still was the same thing, a lot of drama, making it hard for me. So they ended up having to be raised a little bit, the majority of the time, by the mom.
Especially when they got like in the teen years and stuff. Because there was a point like where we would hear like stories like, oh, we saw your brother on this street. So we would like go on we just hop in the car, my dad would say, let's go. We go right now.
Tell me where
my
they where
homeboy
you
just
see them
said he
at.
saw him on Vermont somewhere.
Yeah.
So my dad's like rushing us, pressing us to, get in the car and go. So now we're like freaking going crazy trying to find our brothers.
That was here in South Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was in South because I was off 107th in Normandy.
Yeah.
Right there. My auntie owned the duplexes over there, so I lived off 107th in Normandy, in between Normandy and Bulla. Yeah.
What kind of kid was Daryl?
Oh, he was the interesting kid. The same smile, the same kid that the world seen as a rapper. He was always trying to be the guy, he wanted to be that guy. He stayed in my studio, like I had the studio in I turned one of my other bedrooms in the house into the studio. So he was always in there just watching everything I'm doing. Like, Dad, what is this? I was like, son, this is the MPC. What's the MPC? I said, well, this is where you sample stuff off the records. He would just try to learn as much as he could being himself, but always showed that leader type of, energy. He was that, and as well as like if you kind of size him up, his brother was more the one that watched everything. Devontae, he would watch everything, but Daryl wanted to learn everything. Yeah, he was something else. That kid.
Tell me a story. Share some of your memories.
Okay, here's one of this is my best story.
I think I know where this is going.
This is my best story. So he's 5 years old. And so Daryl's 5 years old, and Daryl's like, okay, man, you know what? His mom used to always walk him to the donut shop. It was Kendall's. It was a donut shop on the corner of Century and Normandy. And his mom would always walk him up there. That was her routine thing. She would get up, and take her exercise and walk Daryl. So he knew how to get there from my house. Mind you, I'm on 107th. So that's five blocks up the street. You got to cross the main streets and everything to get to the donut shop. So at 5 years old, this is how you knew this kid was, like when he sang that song, he jumped off the porch. Remember that song he said he jumped off the porch and he's not lying. Yeah. So at 5 years old, he decided he's gonna go to the donut shop. Don't ask us nothing or anything. I'm going to the donut shop. So I'm like, Darlene, where's Daryl at? I don't see him in the house. And I went out there because I used to always play in the tree in the front. Remember the big tree?
Yeah.
So you was little too back there.
That was the spot right there.
So I said, Daryl, no, he's not in the tree. The other kids are there. He's not there. And she's like, what do you mean he's not there? I said, he's not there. He's not in the room. Where is he? So anyway, we couldn't find him. Hour went by, we couldn't find him. So we got this point, we got to call the cops. Boy, we called it over there. At that time, it was the sheriff's over there.
He was how old?
5. He was 5. So at this time, we called the sheriff. So, the helicopter's looking for him. They got the Amber Alert and everything. All the cars is running around. Mind you, this kid then walked all the way up there from remembering his mom all the way to the donut shop. And he's there. And the lady at the donut shop, because she knows the mom, she's like, boy, where's your mom at? She's at home. Where is your dad? He's at home too. How did you get here? Oh, I came down here. I want to get a glaze. I want to get a glaze and a cinnamon twist. He talking about he want a glaze and a cinnamon twist. She said, boy, where's your mama? Is that where all them police is running around here? Yeah. And the Amber Alert, look, they looking for you. Stay right here, So then she went out there and waved the cops down. Are you guys looking for this kid? And they like, yeah. So they ended up looking for him. So that story is very true when he put that in. He put that in one of his songs that he jumped off the porch at an early age. And Lord forbid when I taught them the candy game. Yeah. I shouldn't have never did that.
That was probably the best.
Because they was like, Dad, how can we make some money? I'm like, boy, what do you guys need money for? You don't have no bills, no responsibilities. You don't need any money like that. You live a carefree life. Your parents take care of you. I just want some money. I said, well, what do you want to buy? He said, I just want to buy, I want to get me some money and buy me some stuff. Okay, I said, well, I could tell you what you guys could do. You could get you some candy from Smart and Finals. You buy, I taught them a little game, buy the candy for a cheap price, right? And then they would sell it. I think they would double it, Maybe they probably buy the candy bars for 80. I don't know what they were back then, but they would double their money.
And they would be able to get like 4 candy bars for like maybe like $2, yeah. And cause I was the first, see, I'm the oldest, so I was the first person to go out and really start selling. And I was like, so everything, yeah, I would go out, I'm like begging. I'm like, please, can we go out? You know,
I don't know. I should have never taught you guys that. So anyway, with Durrell was the type of kid. He wake me up every morning. Dad, can I go to the gas station and sell some candy today? I'm like, why did I used to put my hand on my head like, why did I show this kid how to do this, bro? And so he did that for a long time, making money every day. What was he buying with it? I don't know, man. What a kid's space buying all kinds of junk, more candy probably.
So there were signs early on that he was.
Yeah, the hustle and the grind. It was there, and I'm gonna do it the whole attitude. I'm gonna do it my way. It was there since 5 years old.
Where did you get that from?
I think he probably watched me and a lot of stuff that I was doing, because back then I had the whole full studio in the house. Man, I was doing music when they had ADATs. Now you would know what those were, ADATs and the 2-inch reel. I was doing music way back then. So it kind of flipped over to the MPC where they were sampling the records. I was doing music through that era too, all the way up to now. I'm still doing it with the AI.
So he got involved in gangs in the hood?
Okay, so now that little transpire and that little flip to the story is when, the kid, he's finna turn 11, 12 years old. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. Then the streets start calling you, especially when that dad is not right there in the house. Boy, go sit your butt down. No, what y'all coming over my house for? You guys go. He ain't coming out today. When that's not there and the mom is there, you know what I mean? Moms do a great job, so this is not bashing mothers. Mothers do a great job with kids, but it's just that it's a difference when the dad say, no, you're not going, sit down, go in the room.
Or when you got two parents.
Yeah, when you got two parents in there, then it's definitely going to be more structure for the children.
Right.
But when it's one parent and you got the hard heads that's living out in the street, man, just look, when your mom go to sleep, bro, just, they got all kind of tactics. Teenagers, they got all their tactics. So the bottom line to that is, moving forward, he overrid his mom's perimeter. And they start figuring out ways to get around mom saying no. And that's when they start getting caught up in the streets, man. Like I said, at this point, the schools were looking for me. Junior and elementary school, the schools were looking for me. They're like, well, where's his dad at? Does anybody know how to contact his dad? So they ended up finding me when I was staying in Carson. And that's when I used to call him up and say, anywhere you see them at, let me know so I can I used to go and pick him up like Renz. Okay, I'm gonna come get you, man. We're gonna go looking for them. Because I wanted to literally take them. I wanted to take them because a lady at the school, which, not to throw Darlene under the bus, she was like, look, do you both have custody of these kids? And I said, no, neither one of us have legal custody. She said, well, why don't you just come pick them up from the school, and when the mom gets here, I'll just tell her that the dad came and got them. That's exactly what I did. So I got them. That's how I ended up getting them back. And at this time, we were staying in Harbor City.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
I stayed in Harbor City.
That's when you used to host the dance contest and stuff for all the kids.
So I had them for 7 months, but here we go back to the story you asked me earlier. Him being the smart kid, him and that damn Devontae, bro, which is roughly the plug at this point, and Draco the ruler is Durrell. So I had them. And so one day I had put them in school over there and everything. They were going to school and they were doing good. And I'm not gonna lie. I was a disciplined type father. So I whooped them if they got out of line to get them straight. I whooped them. So they were in line. They was everything. Man, I went to the school to go pick them up from school, and the lady said, I said, where are the kids at? And the lady was like, they left. I thought you came and got them at 12 at lunchtime. They left at lunchtime. I'm like, what do you mean they left at lunchtime? I said, well, lady, where's my kids at? Those two little smart rascals, the little rascals, what I call them. Those two, boy, they already, because they had already knew how to ride the bus and all of that from when they was ditching school and all of that stuff with their mom. So they already knew how to get on the trains, get on the bus. They knew how to, the school told me that they was catching them downtown and the shopping areas. The truant officers was catching them way down there shopping at the shopping centers and they said they would catch them with a lot of money. I'm like, well, what do you mean shopping centers? Where did they get the money from to be? He said, we be catching them kids. We catch them. They have like $200. One of them have $200 on, the other one have like $75 on them. And we would, the truant officers would get them back to the mom, and they would run off again and get on the train. So I guess they knew how to ride the bus. Is the moral to that story. When they jumped on the train and the bus and found their mom, which she was standing on the east side. Remember? She was standing on the east side over there, off of 40-something.
Now that I don't remember.
Yeah, she was standing over there. So they knew how to get back to their mom. And at this particular time, Daryl was about 11 and Devontae was about 9 or 10. Yeah. So.
And gangs were something all three of your sons got into, or?
Well, I would say that Daryl and Devontae definitely got into groups, which the system in society is going to say that was a gang. They're going to say distinct team. They're going to say that was a gang, but let them say it. It was a music group.
Yeah. Officially, they weren't from a gang. They were, they just from the streets.
From the streets, but they're going to consider that a gang. I'm just going to keep it real, bro. They're going to consider that the gang because of the type of stuff, trouble he was getting into and the stuff that he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, society and the judicial system and all of that, but as far as what the streets will refer to him, the streets are going to say that he's a hustler, street
he was a hustler out there he was getting money. So you can kind of spin it the way you want to spin it. But people are going to look at it different ways, but I would say that they were just overriding their perimeter, and they was getting into trouble that they shouldn't have been getting into, period, regardless.
Selling drugs, or?
They was doing something to make money, because like I said, when they was catching them with all kinds of money. The teacher was telling me. So that's why I made it a big priority, man, to try to get them and change their life around immediately. I was waiting for them to do little things. Daryl always hiding stuff up under the bed. I'm like, what do you keep on hiding up under the bed, bro? I picked the whole mattress up off the bed. I'm like, watch out, bro. And I pushed him out of the way, and I picked the whole mattress up. It's tons of songs. He's writing raps. And I'm like, what is this stuff that you're writing? And he was bashful, he was quiet, he didn't want to say. I guess he was ashamed. They were songs. He started writing songs then. At that time, when we was over there in Harbor City, he was hiding them, stuffing them up under the bed. So that was in him to do that. But yeah, as far as the trouble and stuff, I would definitely say it was definitely a group of people he was hanging around with that was the wrong crowd. Because I would have never allowed none of that. I would have ran all of them off.
He eventually ended up doing some time in prison?
Yeah, he ended up doing 3 years in prison. He ended up doing like 3 years in prison because it was steps. You know how the steps you climb? He went to juvenile hall, right? And he got the feel for the juvenile hall. Slap on the wrist. Then he moved up to the county jail. Slap on the wrist, right? Then he ended up in prison. So he ends up in prison, and he's fighting for his life at this time because they was trying to give him the rest of his life in prison. That was attempted murder, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the last one. But he had went to jail like I want to say, I can't remember the specific.
Because you were going to court.
Yeah, I can't remember the specific date, but there was a point where he was on fire. And then,
this is once he grown up, like Stink Team?
Yeah. He's talking about like going to jail and all of that. So I was just saying there was a point where he was on fire doing music, and then he went to jail, and then I think he did like two years or something like that. Then he got back out, and then got back in trouble again, and that's when they started trying to put all of the big charges on him and stuff.
Luckily, he ended up getting it.
He ended up beating it. It took him a couple years.
Yeah, that was a
murder. And then how did the music thing start?
So, like I said, I believe the music started when I used to catch him hiding the raps up under the bed. Now, once they got back to the mom, and they did the shake move on me. And they got back to the mom. Then it turned into, okay, well, let's start making songs about the stuff we doing. All of these little bad things we're doing, we're going to start making, since we the Bebe kids, we're going to write songs about all the bad things that we doing, and that's where that came in at the whole flock and all of these things that he's talking about in the songs. Yeah, he started talking about all of that out blast. Because I remember once he got older and he had got out of jail, this was, when he first got out of prison, he came to my house and he was like, Dad, you got any beats for me? And I was like, Yeah, man, I got a bunch of songs. 'Cause that's all I did all day long was just make music, make beats all day. So I had hundreds and hundreds of beats. And so I said, I gave him a stack of CDs. It was like about 30 CDs. Yeah, it was about 30 CDs, and it all had about maybe 10 or 15 different type of beats that you could, rap, instrumentals you could rap to or whatever. And I honestly, I didn't think he was gonna do anything with them until I heard one of the songs on the radio. I'm like, wait a minute. That's the song that I gave him. And that was the song he did, Big Bang Buddha.
One of his most popular songs.
Yeah, he did. He turned that song he turned that instrumental into a hit. Like I say, DJ Mustard put a little spin on it. He added some drums to it. But like I said, that's what any good producer would do. I mean, if somebody would give me a beat, I'm gonna do what I could do to enhance it and make it better. So I don't see any faultiness. A lot of people come up to me, man, you should be getting paid off that, man. DJ Mustard, he said he made the beat, and actually, I'm like, bro, look, I gave it to my son. I would have did the same thing DJ Mustard did to enhance it, because my name is behind it now. You know what I mean?
Right.
My name is behind it, so I gotta make this the best. The best it's gonna be. And so now Daryl's he's booming. He's booming. He's got doing all kinds of stuff, tours and stuff, and it's starting now. The jealousy is kicking in. Now the jealousy. That's when Everybody Get Dough? What's the song he did?
Mr. Get Dough.
Mr. Get Dough. That was the next song. That one blew up really, really big. Mr. Get Dough song. He added a lot. DJ Mustard added a lot of good, talented rappers on there. I think it was RJ.
Yeah, they had 10 Summers.
They had 10 Summers. They had RJ on there, and they had different rappers. But mind you, all of these rappers are getting in with Daryl, and everything is cool and everything is fine. But it's also a lot of jealousy kicking in, and because his name is starting to ring all around the city. So
jealousy from other people.
Yeah, jealousy from other most of it was other guys in the rap industry. Because you got to understand, once Daryl became who he was, especially when he did that thing, which I'm gonna tell you about, when he did that thing with Rolling Loud. When he did that Rolling Loud, now these guys are getting they're getting set down and put on the back burner, and they like, wait a minute, hold up. So they was doing little things, you know what I'm saying, to let him know, bro, either we getting in with you, you know what I mean, or, because you can't be bigger than the program. I guess that's what the message was. You can't be bigger than the program. And at this point right now, I think that they thought that he was bigger than the program, and we're gonna have to show you that you can't be bigger than the program. So like I said, the jealousy and the envy start kicking in, coming from different groups. Because you got to understand, before that incident happened to him, you got to understand that a group already tried to get him at the Rolling Loud.
They did?
Yeah. They tried to get him at the Rolling. They just couldn't get him at the Rolling Loud. The reason why they couldn't get him at the Rolling Loud was because Rolling Loud wasn't set up like what was 10 Summers. They had different security.
No, you talking about Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time, yeah. Sorry about that. It was set up differently, and they couldn't get to him like that. And so by the time the moves that they made to try to get, because actually the first attempt to get him was at Rolling Loud. That's what a lot of people don't know. They tried to get him there first, but they couldn't because the way the security was set up. And I got total big details from people that was, I know.
What was Daryl's relationship like with you guys when he was
when he was big, moving all around and everything? Because he's still. I was just speaking to someone the other day, and she was telling me that he was asking him, telling her all the time, "Hey, you know what? I wonder what my dad is doing." And you telling my other son, Kevin, is my dad get any more tattoos on him? And just, trying to figure out what's going on with me. But at this time, he's so big, you know what I mean? He's moving all around. He ain't answering his phone. He's doing all of this stuff. His Uber driver, he paying the Uber driver $1,500 a day to just live at his mansion with him. I'm like, you know what, bro? This is crazy. Because he wanted my other son, Kevin. Casey, the truth, yeah. My other son, Kevin, he wanted him to move in the mansion with them, which is their brother too. And I was like, Kevin was telling me that Daryl was calling him all the time. He said, man, I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling comfortable, man. Something, he said, why don't you and your girl just move in the mansion with me? That's when he had was that the mansion in Beverly Hills?
I think so.
Yeah, he had the mansion out there, and he was telling my other son.
Where was that house?
Huh?
Where was the mansion?
In Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, so he was telling my other son that he wanted him and his girl to move in there. And I told him, I said, Kevin, look, if he's telling you that, something's going on, and he's indirectly crying out for some help. And he's not trusting something. Now, we don't know the whole full detail, but I mean, people that got some brains, right, and can figure out some things that had to be either some surrounding type of things or something. Because he was trying to give my other son, and he told us, man, no, man, you just bring your girl, she can move in too. And my other son, you know how you was like that too, Reds. All my sons are the same way. No, man, I gotta get my stuff on my own, man. I don't want to make it seem like I need to go through somebody else to come up in life. I'm like, bro, if you got
very much like that.
If you, bro, your brother, he's rich. He's doing the music that you're trying to do. Maybe he got some ways to pull you in and help you. That's the way I seen it as being the dad. You can use that as a stepping stone to get faster to where you're going. But all of them had that same attitude. This one right here, Kevin, Nathan, all of them. Because I have 10 sons. So they all had that same attitude. Nah, man, we don't want to make it seem like we riding off of him. I'm like, bro, you're not riding off of him. That's your brother. That's your brother. And you guys are supposed to help each other. So anyway, man, Kevin didn't go. And this was 2 weeks before he died. So what am I saying? If Kevin had went over there, this might not have happened? No, but what I am saying is maybe Kevin would have seen something that he could have talked to him about, and he could have, put it in his head like, nah, man, I don't think that's a smart move, because he's already trusting the fact to want you to move in there as the little brother. So I said, bro, you should have went when your brother was crying out for you like that, bro. You should have moved in with him, man. You should have moved in with your brother. You should do all of that. What you talking about, you should have moved in with your brother. Because it wasn't nothing but 2 weeks later, he was dead. And matter of fact, Rolling Loud that was the 12th.
I'm not.
Yeah, that was the 12th. The Rolling Loud, I think that was the 12th of December. So what was it? 6 more days was the 18th. He did the Once Upon a Time. That was 6 days later, and he was dead. So if you do the math on all of that, he telling Kevin to get over there 2 weeks before that. Then he does the Rolling Loud, and he literally said with his mouth, hey, they tried to get me. He said it. He said they tried to get me at Rolling Loud, but they couldn't. They tried to get me at Rolling Loud, but they couldn't get me at Rolling Loud because the security was too deep. And at that particular time, there was a big group too. It was a lot. It was a lot of people too. From what I heard, it was a bunch. It was a bunch of guys, like 50, 60 guys. But they couldn't get to him. Yeah. So,
Lorenzo, what did you see changes in your brother throughout this period?
So, throughout this period, well, first of all, I like to state the relationship between my brother kind of so from about teenager till up until this time, I kind of give you that small gap. So basically, there was a point of time to where we didn't know where they were, and so yeah, and then there was a few years after that, and then all of a sudden they pop up on Facebook. I think either my sister or one of my brothers popped up on Facebook. I'm like, oh damn, we've been looking for them. They've been kind of missing. Everybody's been kind of missing, but social media kind of connected us. So that was kind of how we reconnected after a few years, because like we were saying earlier, we would go on these missions just looking for them, trying to see where they're at. Maybe we heard where they might be. But anyways, so once we reconnected, I was trying to hang out with them, try to build a relationship, because it's man, that's my brothers, that's my family, You know, I know that, you know, we haven't been, you know, we haven't seen each other for a while, but, you know, I'm trying to bridge that gap. So I would, you know, I would hit up Daryl, like, hey, man, you trying to hang out? Like, I'm gonna take you to my sister's house so you can, you know, we could all hang out as a family. And I was like, yeah, tell Devontae, you know, let's get together. And Daryl, he would always be the one like down. He's ready to roll.
Yeah,
he's down. He's ready to ride. He
it.
don't care where we going. So Daryl be ready to roll. I'm like, where's Devontae? You know, I pull up. I'm like, where's Devontae? Devontae, he'd just be chilling. He'd be in his own zone, doing his own
Always
thing.
quiet and studying everything.
And I would respect that because, you know, like, it was kind of like trying to rekindle, and you like, I'm doing my own thing. Y'all do y'all thing. So
Devontae was like that. He was always the one that watched everything Kevin did. So everything Kevin did, Devontae would just kick back like this and just watch him. And maybe that was his way of learning.
You mean Daryl?
Yeah, but no, I said Devontae was the one watching Daryl. Oh yeah. So yeah, it was like that. It was like that. And then next thing you know, man, this guy is like getting bigger and bigger. He's like a star at this point. It's like, you know, I'm driving down the street. I'm at the red light. I'm hearing his music playing in more than one car. I hear a song playing in the car on this side, and then there's a song, they playing another song in this car. That's when the 10 Summers album came out. They were playing his music everywhere. Next thing you know.
You were proud of him?
Yes, okay. I used to hear those songs that I used to hear the music that I gave him, and he turned that one into a hit. I used to hear that all the time in Riverside. They was playing that all the time. I'd be at the red lights, cars pass by, they pull up into the Food for Less in the parking lot. The cars be playing Draco, you know, they be playing Big Bang Buddha. I'm like, oh man, this is really good. It made me feel good, you know, like, you know, my son really used this music, and that, you know, it was cool. So shit, being the leader Duro is, he started that to a whole nother level. Now he finna make the Stink Team bigger. It ain't finna just be the regular dudes, the Stink Team. And that's when he added in Duffy and Peso. Those were my favorite rappers that they added in. Duffy and Peso, OTM. And
but Dad, before you get there, let me finish giving my interaction with Daryl, so that they can kind of have that cemented.
Okay.
And then we can go from there. So yeah, I would try to pick them up and stuff. So I finally was able to pick them up. We'll pick Daryl up, and one thing that always stands out to me, so there was and this is how I knew, like, he was always kind of forward thinking and what he wanted. He's a very independent thinker. So I remember one time I picked him up and we just driving, and I'm like, you could roll down the window if you want, you know? So he rolls down the window, then he just looks me in the eyes and he's like, man, I'm about to get me a Maserati. I'm like, this is random, like, just a random, like, we hadn't really spoken a long time, and then he just looks me in the eyes and just like, man, I'm about to get me a Maserati. You know, I was like, do your thing. I was like, yeah, you should. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But that just made me think, like, oh yeah, he, like, you know, he always wanted more. He always saw himself as more. But
Facts.
So yeah, we was able to, you know, start making a relationship, and then it got to the point where he started going to jail.
Yeah.
Now that got tricky. So you know, I was working a lot. I was also playing sports. I went to college for football. I had a Division I scholarship to New Mexico. So yeah, it got to a point to where, you know, when I would come in town, I would try to, like, go to a court date or one or two, you know, try to, like, show up for him. And then, you know, over the years, because he started doing multiple years, it kind of like things started kind of getting distorted in between time. So it was hard to, like, keep up with him, but I did show up, you know, to the court dates to just let him know, like, man, I'm here for you. You know, my actions are speaking louder than my words. And then, you know, eventually, and they would call sometimes. They would call, sometimes they would be calling my sister or something like that. And I'm like, give me the phone, you know, and then I would, man, what's up, man? What you doing? Like, what's going on? They're like, you good in there? You know, just making sure I kind of keep that conversation. Like, hey, man, keep your head up. I know that sound, you know, kind of cliche or whatever, but keep your head up, man. Keep fighting, you know, keep your head, stay writing, You know, stay writing, keep writing.
Doing that, he made like 500 songs in jail.
And yeah, and he did. And then it got to a point where he was out. When he got out the last time, that's when I felt like kind of communication was a little weird. Not weird because I feel like the communication was a little weird because he was just fresh out. You know, he had did so much time in solitary confinement.
Yeah, they had him in there for 10 months.
Yeah, they was trying to crush. You know, they was trying to crush him.
They was trying to break him. They had him in there for 10 months. He said he told me that that he felt like he was going crazy. He said that he felt like the walls were closing in on him.
Yeah,
he had been in solitary confinement for so long that it seems like after a while, like after
Definitely crazy though, y'all. Definitely crazy. Sorry about the smoke alarm, bro. But yeah, definitely crazy situation with this with Draco, man. Draco's dad and his brother speaking out, not Ralphie, but his other brother. Where everybody at, man? Let me know some in the chat. It's my first time doing this little restream thing. I don't know how it's going. Let me know how it's going, man. I'm definitely gonna be back up on that. I'm gonna drop some pre-records too, but I was trying to get this live going. Lush versus Wack, man. Nolan Wells update. Kefe D trial. Draco's dad's interview and Flakko cooked. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the title was. But yeah, so that's basically what it is, y'all. We gonna pull up this Nolan Wells video real quick. Since we told y'all Nolan Wells. Yeah, Nolan Wells. Nolan Wells update, man. We gonna get to everything, man. We gonna get to everything. Trying to see what. Hold on, real quick, y'all. Let's just My bad, y'all. My bad. Man, man, I'm trying to see what's going on, y'all, because my stuff is just tripping, man. You've been on here for a whole hour and shit. I don't know what the fuck, man. Man, this shit is trash. Like, what the fuck? Alright, bro. I'll do all that shit in a second, man. Alright. Let's. Alright, y'all. My bad, y'all. We gonna go to this Nolan Wells real quick, bro. And come back to the Draco. Or you know what? We'll finish it.
6 months, it seemed like the walls started closing in on him.
Yeah.
So it really kind of affected him because he did have a bad, his attitude was changed. And then, you know, when you get out of jail, the first thing you're going to think, okay, nobody was down for me. That's everybody that goes to jail. Every prisoner to go to jail. Listen, you know, it's like this, bro. When you guys are out and you're doing what you do, you know, living this fast life, you're not going around people neither. You know what I mean? So that's the life, kind of like to me, you chose that. You know, it's not like you were running around when you had all the money and all of that. So it's a part of the life. When you live that life like that, I was, like I said, I was a strict dad. I would never teach my kids to take that route because I'm always, you know, my mother's child. You reap what you sow. And it's gonna come back on you. And right when you think that it ain't gonna come back on you, it's gonna come back on you. Just like these guys that did that to them. Yeah. It's gonna come back on them. And they're not gonna get away with that.
I think what a lot of people underestimate is that when somebody's in prison or jail, like, people are living life on the outside too. Just like people are living life in the inside. So it's like, you know, I'm stressed out too, and I'm on the outside, you know? So I think sometimes, you know, everybody wants more than what you can give. And it might be more, both points.
Honestly, being an older person, it might be more stressful for the people on the outside than the people on the inside. We got real responsibilities. Yeah, real talk. We got rent, we got, you know, all of this stuff. We got real responsibilities. When you get set down, sometimes it actually might save your life. Yeah. Because let's look at this. Let's just say that they did give him a little bit of time, he'd still be alive.
Yeah, for sure.
So sometimes that sitting down is a little bit of structure for you. You know what I mean? So you can't look at it like, you know, the people on the outside got it good. No, how do we got it good? We got to pay for everything.
Right, we stressed out too.
The only thing they're not charging us for is the air. I'm not even sure about that.
Yeah.
We might be getting charged for the air.
What? We getting charged for the air? We getting charged for the water?
Yeah, we get charged for everything. Oh, man. So like I was saying, to spin that Frisbee back to that, then the girl started building an empire. Like, he started adding guys that were really talented. And one of them was Rimble. Yeah. He added the Rimble guy, some guy from San Pedro, really talented young man too. Shouts out to Rimble. And he added OTM, that's my favorite. That's Peso and Duffy. And then he was doing Big Sad. He was doing music with him too. He wasn't part of the Stink Team, but he was doing little projects and stuff with them. And matter of fact, just recently, I just did a song with OTM, Duffy, and Peso. I just did a song with them about a month ago. And I was sitting at their studio apartment, and I was telling them, I said, bro, listen, you guys always talk about, you know, the gratitude and the love that you have for Draco the Ruler. I said, right now, if Draco the Ruler was here, or if he's looking down at you guys, what do you think that he would admire that you would do? And they were just quiet. I said, I think what he would admire, what you guys would do, is get back together with Ralphie. Get back together with the Stink Team. Get back together, because they had, I guess once Ralphie took over the Sting team, they had some issues.
Yeah.
They had some
Everybody
issues, and
breaks
so
up,
kind of like
separated.
maybe Ralphie was going through a lot too because his brother died, but Ralphie kind of like separated from everybody. So and I don't know, y'all ain't in the, I don't know if it went like that, but y'all ain't in the group no more. You ain't in the group no more. No, it's just gonna be me and who I say. So they broke up and it got really bitter to where they were saying things about each other, and OTM was saying things about the Stink team and their songs, and rap beefing, and Stink team was saying stuff about OTM, and then it got jumped on Rimble. Then they was quarreling with Rimble, and all of these guys, mind you, when Draco was alive, all of these guys were together, and they were doing really good. And then Ralphie took over the Stink team, then they all broke up. So when I was at the studio apartment, I told him, I said, bro, I think you guys should put all that jealousy and that hate aside. This is my opinion, I told him. Put all that jealousy and all that hate aside and all the small stuff. And I said, and all you guys should get back together. Even Big Sad. I think all you guys should do songs together. I told him, I gave him an example. I said, what if you guys did a concert and all of y'all were together? Because right now, you guys split up all the fans. Y'all split all the fans. The fans is going over here. Some of them is going with Rimble. Some of the fans is going over here with OTM. Some of the fans, Big Sad already had his fans, and he got his fans. But what if y'all start doing concerts and you guys put all of that dumb stuff aside and all of y'all get together? And they was like, Peso and Duffy was like, you know what, Pops, you right. Hey man, they said, man, we ain't got no problem with Ralphie. We don't have no problem with the Stink team. I said, man, well, what I'm saying, the next time you guys are around him, or if you guys are, you bump into him or whatever, just let that be known, man. And you guys, sure enough, man. About 3 days later, it started posting all over Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. They had got back together. So that was a good thing. They got back together, and actually right now they're doing really good. So right now, I guess I would say the top. Who do you think is the top? OTM right now at this point?
You mean
like shining in the industry?
As far as LA,
how Duro was. I would say OTM is doing good, bro.
They're doing great. I like both of them dudes. I think they're doing great. They're shining, and also I feel like they do a really good job of holding it down. For
keeping his name alive.
Yeah, for keeping his name alive, keeping the truth alive, as they say.
But I really couldn't see that when they were all split up and quarreling and fighting. So I had to fix that. I deliberately went out my way to fix that. So I'm glad. And I know that Duro, wherever he's saying, yeah, he's smiling about that, because that's what he would have wanted, man. That's what he would have wanted, because that's the way it was when he was alive.
Yeah, and it's that saying, there's strength in numbers too. So I think, the family is stronger together, no matter what.
Yes.
And that's why, I'm always one, and still to this day, we don't have the most amazing relationship with certain people in the family, but I feel like time heals everything. That's one of the things and mantras I kind of stick by. Is time heals everything. Sometimes you got to give time.
Right.
So I think that, as a family and then everybody connected to the family, I'm just looking forward to everybody kind of like,
yeah, you've always been saying that.
Honing in. Like,
yeah, you've always been saying that.
Yeah, because that's like I always say, like, at the end of the day, this is my blood, and what I notice is like people may wither away. Your friend may wither, a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, they may wither away. But man, your family, they might hate you for a little bit, but at the end of the day, they still gonna be there.
Yeah.
They might hate you, they might love you, it might be off and on, but at the end of the day, this is my bloodline.
Yeah.
I got a nephew, I got a niece, so
that's true.
I look at things like that from that perspective, and I just...
Well, you are the oldest brother.
Yep, I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest brother, so... You see things on a mature level, because you got to understand it takes time for people to mature too.
Yeah,
they got all that money, they living fast, and so money is kind of dictating a lot of their personalities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it took me a long time to mature.
Yeah,
and I feel like
they need to put that. That's why I said they need to put that little thing. Ralphie needs to put that little quarrel and Big Sad thing. They need to squash that, bro. They could get more money.
I think they're gonna be all right.
Mhm.
And I think
If they
everybody
haven't
gonna
already
learn.
did it.
Yeah, the internet will blow something up, and we be thinking one thing, and they hugged up, dapped up, everybody doing their thing.
Yeah.
But
So there's a lot of speculation about what happened the night
there is.
yeah.
Draco lost his life. Tell me about what you guys think.
Well, like I said earlier before, it was definitely envy and jealousy, and it was the jealousy and the envy was because their numbers were going down and his was coming up. So pretty much, I don't even think it was something that Draco was trying to do, but he was taking and moving everybody out of their slots. And while he's moving them out of their slots, he's moving up. He's moving all the way up, and that was envy. That was envy because, a few people asked him from different groups to sign with their labels, and pretty much not just like everybody thinks it was one story where this group right here asked Duro to sign with the label and he turned him down. No, he turned down at least 4 different big groups and record labels and stuff. So it could be that too. He turned down some big people, and like I said, a lot of people started thinking that he was figuring that he was bigger than the program. And so we're going to show you that you're not bigger than the program. So that didn't just stem from, like everybody put out there, this particular person that he got into it with, which everybody knows who I'm talking about. That wasn't just it. That wasn't just it. It was the climb, and to climb where you are and to stay where you are, you got to make some of us a part of that. And if you don't make some of us a part of that, we're going to have to, let you know that you're not bigger than the program. And Duro had that attitude. Remember the kid that left at 5 years old to go to the donut shop? Now I'm doing what I want to do. You're not going to tell me what I can do. I'm going to the donut shop someday. He's a grown man now. So what? I'm not signing with y'all. What you going to do? Well, you guys want a war? We're going to have a war. You catch me in the street? Well, just make sure that you ain't slipping either. We just gonna be watching our back because I'm not signing with anyone. I make my money in the streets, and the type of money that they was trying to dump off on him to get him to say he was making that money in the streets. So he felt like, why should I sign with you guys? I can get that type of money out of the streets, regardless of my rap stuff. So he didn't want to sign. So a lot of them felt like he is thinking that he's bigger than the program. So we need to show him that he ain't. So that to me is just envy and jealousy. He don't got to sign with y'all.
Yeah, I think also it's safe to say, like you said, it's all speculation because there's no definitive storyline in that regards. But these are the things you kind of put together from the story that we know. So yeah, I also wanted to just make that a statement. But as far as how I feel about it, I think to kind of piggyback on what my dad was saying a little bit, he was very successful independently.
Yeah.
And not only people, but corporations, I want a piece too, like my dad said. When you're doing something that big at that level, it's kind of like, well, we need a piece too. I think everybody kind of want a piece, not just one organization or one organization. Like everybody want a piece. You can't do it by yourself, and I think that's where a lot of the. I think that's where he gets a lot of backing at. It's kind of like, man, he's so successful and he beat prison. He beat 2 murder charges.
Yeah.
So like my dad said, just in general, I think to be the man, it's kind of like the king of the hill. When you the king of the hill, no, we don't want to see. It's cool you win, but not that long. It's like Tom Brady. Come on, man. You won again? You're 42? And you won again? No, that's out.
And then you gotta remember, he's pushing all of these people out of the way that used to shine and have big numbers. He's pushing them in the back. And so look, man, just make us a part of this. You know what I mean? And this, but I don't think that Dro felt like they was being fair with their offers.
Yeah, I mean,
he just probably felt like they wasn't being fair with it, because that's where I think it came back to. Nah, man, I'm cool. I can just, be independent. Keep on doing what I'm doing. Now would he have eventually signed with somebody? From when I used to talk to him, I think he would have.
Yeah.
I think he would eventually definitely signed with somebody.
If the money was right.
But I can tell you this. Now, everybody's tripping off that story where how he ended up doing the song with Drake.
Yeah.
When I used to catch Dro hiding his raps up under the bed and all of that stuff, a little bit shortly after that, but time right there, he would always be listening to Drake's music. Like every time he have his phone or whatever, he's always listening to Drake's music. I said, you like Drake as an artist? He's like, yeah, Dad. He said, Dad, this is what he trying to tell me. Mr. Write a Million Songs. He trying to tell me, he said, Dad, you got to listen to the lyrics. He's like, Dad, you got to listen to the lyrics. You're not, and he would tell me, he would scold me, you're not listening to the lyrics. Listen to what he's saying, Dad.
Yeah.
He's always do that to me. Like, listen to what he's saying. I'm like, okay, okay, son, maybe I'm not paying attention. Let me listen to what Drake was saying. So he really did. That was probably a dream come true, because he really did admire Drake way before they did that song together.
It was organic.
Yeah, it was like, these kid, you watch Kobe Bryant, right, as a kid, and then you end up playing on the Lakers with him or something.
Yep.
That's how that was, because he used to always listen to Drake. Talking about, Dad, listen to the lyrics. It'd be like, boy, what?
Definitely got a lot of respect for Drake in regards to, seeing the potential in my brother. And like, I really want to tap in with you and really actually, given that, because I think that was Daryl's song, right? Mm-hmm. And he just put a hook on it.
Yeah.
So if that ain't love, I don't know what it is, because...
And who knows? Maybe it's spent from that. Because, because Kendrick and Drake got into the, the rap beef thing, right?
Yeah.
So now it's the battle of the West Coast. Who's going to have it? And, maybe a lot of people felt upset about the fact that, he did the song with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they felt that he did the song with Drake. That's disrespectful to the West Coast. He did the song with Drake. And, the whole West Coast is kind of like warring with, with Drake, because
well, that was
Kendrick.
Afterwards, though, Dad.
Yeah, I know that was afterwards, but I'm saying, Daryl still did the song Daryl still did that song with Drake.
Yeah.
So I'm saying a lot of people probably, I don't know.
They didn't like that.
They didn't like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, they didn't like it because, I just think a lot of people. I won't say a lot of people didn't like it, but I would say it just make you feel uncomfortable when this freaking regular guy is like an independent guy. He's not signed to a major label. Mm-hmm. He's a regular guy, and he gets a Drake feature.
Yeah.
Like, what? It just make you feel uncomfortable. It's like, it's like a guy with a stench. It's like, damn. Like,
what do you guys think about YG being raided by the feds?
That's a good question.
Now, as a dad, I don't be wanting to pinpoint or pick anyone and say this person, that person, or that person. But what I am gonna say, as being his father, anybody that had anything to do with that needs to be held responsible for that. That's how I'll put that. Anybody that has something to do with, anyone who had something to do with that need to be held responsible for that. And this is my, people try to act like, a dad is not supposed to mourn. A dad is not supposed to be upset. A dad is not supposed to, no, man, you know what? I'm cool on all that. If you or whoever you are, wherever you from, whatever your deal is, if you had something to do with murdering my son, you need to be held responsible for that. That's what I can say on that. Yeah.
I don't have a comment on that.
No. I don't know who did it, because I wasn't there. So I can't say, I can't reply to that and say, okay, well, you know what? YG's house got rated or whatever happened with that situation, I'm cheering with some pom-poms and, and like a cheerleader. No, because I wasn't there. I don't know if YG had anything to do with that. And he's a responsible party that actually stabbed my son. But what I am saying is this: whoever did do that need to be held responsible for that. Straight up. It's just, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is.
He was a remarkable young man.
Yeah. He was, and you know what? I don't understand, because I don't know, did you ever meet Draco?
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If you would have ever met him, and you would have actually been around him and kind of like felt his energy, you see that he was a good kid. He always smiled. He always looked out, like that whole stink team thing. If Duro came up, they came up. It was never no selfish thing. It was never no, oh, I got all the money, I got all the fame. No, he made sure that he put them on the same level that he was on and made sure that they had what they needed. That's the type of purpose. So I don't understand where this envy and jealousy thing that people was having towards him, because he wasn't that type of person. And I will say that as a dad to everybody out there, Duro was not that type of person. He did not deserve to go like that. He just wasn't that type of person. He was a really good person with a good spirit, and he was down to help people and everything. That's how you know it was just jealousy and envy, bro.
Daryl had a real special light surrounded around him, and he really had a genuine charisma. Like, you could just see it, and it wasn't forced. He always just naturally was very, like my dad said, very joyful. He was always joking, laughing. He'll swing on you, and just make a joke. Like, he was just very playful.
But a gangster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, well, that's kind of like as a kid when you looking into your brother, and you just I'm the older brother, so I'm watching these little bad dudes, running around, swinging on each other, making,
Just tell them the story about when you went over there. Remember, you went over there and they was that. You want to talk about that?
When he pulled out the gun.
Yeah.
So
he was a bad kid.
So
at the same time,
I went to go visit my sister, and obviously my brothers were there too, because they all lived together. It was like her prom or something, and
Ivory?
Yeah, it was like her prom, and she was getting ready or whatever. But anyways, I went over there. It's a whole gang of them. Like, they really hang out. So they was all homied up, and I remember I just went over there, big brother, I'm beating everybody in the game, playing NBA 2K and everything. We all just talking crap. He was talking about my earrings. Why you got 2 earrings? He's just a jokester, and he got style. So, like, he gonna feel like if you ain't as fresh as him, then, why you got them 2 earrings in? That's out. Like, he just clowning. But anyways, there was one point where he just in the backyard with this freaking, he got this big ass gun, and he walked by me like, I'm like, but you better get out of my face with that. And he like, well, she was like, I'll shoot you. I'm like, bitch, I'll smack you. It's just like, it's kind of like, it's just like, that's my little brother. He just talking shit like that's my little brother. Like, get your ass out of my face. Before I smack your up.
No cap in his songs. Everything in his songs.
Yeah, he was a real street dude.
Yeah, everything in his songs that he talked about.
He's a real street dude.
He really the K, because that was a K then, wasn't it? What
yeah,
K, was it? Yeah,
that was a K.
What do you do? I would have been like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Go put that. Just
I thought it was funny, just just to kind of shoot the shit, but also I'm like, bitch, I'm not scared of you. You the little bro. Like, I ain't scared of you.
Jokester.
Get your ass out of my
always
damn
Mr.
way.
He was always Mr. That same smile at 5 years old is the same smile at the day he died. Exact same face. It's like his face didn't even change. He just got bigger, but he still had that same little kid face with the smile.
his son does the same thing.
Oh yeah, that matter.
His son Caden
Yeah.
is the same exact. He got the same spirit in him.
Yeah, and guess what? This is what's crazy. His son is at the same age. So his son comes over my house on the weekends, on Sundays, and I'm teaching his son how to play the drums. And I'm teaching him how to play the drums and the keyboards and all that. So I was just telling him, he came over last Sunday, right? And he said, Grandpa, he said, so how do you be making the songs and stuff like that? I said, well, just think of songs. I said, do you know your ABCs? He said, yeah, I know my ABCs. I'm 9. I said, well, let me hear them. Right, let me see if you really know your ABC. So he goes through A, B, C, D, E. He does the whole thing. I said, see, that's your songs right there. You can make songs out of the ABCs. He said, what do you mean, Grandpa? I said, you can make songs out of the ABC. A, B, C, D. And he said, well, where does the drums come in? I said, so you're going to go A, B, C, D, E, D. You know, and I showed him.
Get you right there.
Yeah, so look, I showed him how to make the songs. Trust and believe me. The whole time he was there, the whole hour he was there, he would say, Dad, he said, Grandpa, can I go outside ride the scooter? I said, yeah. He's on the scooter. I look at him, go out here, look for him, right? This is Draco's son. And he's out there on the scooter telling me, A, B, C, D, A, B. I said, you got to add, because I was teaching them paradiddles. So the paradiddles is paradiddle, paradiddle. I said, now add some paradiddles to that. A, B, C, D, paradiddle, paradiddle, A. And he learned it quick. He got on my drum set and he was singing the alphabets and he was adding the paradiddles in there at the end. Like paradiddle, paradiddle, A, B. I'm like, okay, you learn it quickly, bro. So
that talent ain't
then
no
that
lie,
same,
man.
and you're right. That's why I brought that up, because he has that same smile the whole time. He just smiling just like Draco the whole time. He's smiling like him, man. He's another great kid. Yeah,
We used to just hang out in the studio when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, all 3 of us. And this was before Kevin and Nathan. Like my dad said, we got 10 brothers and sisters, or 11 brothers and sisters. But yeah, we used
12.
to just. It's somebody every day. It's somebody new every day. We got a 14-year-old brother.
2 girls and 10 boys.
Or 6. Oh, what is he? 16 now?
Yeah.
Jonathan. But yeah, we used to hang out in the studio all day. He would just like he ain't exaggerating when he said he was making beats all day. Literally, he'd be making beats.
I got like
playing
2,000
the instruments.
songs.
He's doing everything.
I have like like 2,000 songs easily right now.
Yeah.
I just in the last 2 months I made 86 songs.
Yeah, he's serious. You would think he trying to get signed. Every time I talk to him, he like, yeah, I just finished this song. I'm like, yeah, I just did me a little freestyle, you know. But I think that's what pushes me, like, naturally, because he's always creating. So it's like, yeah, like in it.
And I do that purposely because I want you to hear it. I want you to learn the different styles of music. You know, I don't want you just to be cloned and stuck to the hip hop box. You know, so because I do songs in every genre. My favorite genre of music is rock. I like rock and roll the best. Pop fusion and rock and stuff like that. And people like, you know, by me being a drummer, I've been playing drums over 50 years. So
he gets it from you.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I like
100%.
rock. I like hip hop, but that's not my top music that I like. I just feel like as a musician, I could do more with rock.
When people discover his music 20 years from now, what do you think? What do you hope they're going to hear?
If they're listening to Draco's music
in 20 years,
I think that it's gonna stand out forever because he had his own style. Yeah. It's almost like Duro made his own genre of music. Would you agree to that?
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody now I can bring up YG's name. Now YG was making the type of music that he was making at the time of his era, and it was really good music. Yeah. I like YG's music. I like the gangster music and all that. But when Duro came in, Duro made his own style of music, his own storylines. We're gonna talk about, you know, driving in fancy sports cars and you know, foreign whip cars and crashing and wearing designer clothes and wearing new clothes and new different type of stuff instead of the pants sagging, the t-shirts, the Dickies,
the traditional
West
Coast rapper,
gangster.
Mm-hmm.
he switched that and he changed that. And I think that's one of the reasons why he really became successful. So and from years from now, he's going to be ringing bells because he changed the whole West Coast.
Yeah.
He changed the whole West Coast.
From the wordplay,
yeah,
you know, to
the lingo.
Yeah, the lingo. He actually had his own way that he talks.
Yeah.
And his slang.
The whole the mumbling
yeah.
Before he comes into
you
the
see
music.
kids that are you see kids that's from like 14 to like 30 and they all like trying to imitate him still to this day. He's been gone for almost 5 years?
5 years.
And they're still trying to imitate him even if it's slightly. You know?
And I don't find anything wrong with that.
Nah.
I don't find anything
that's
wrong.
hard to me.
I mean, we all sung Michael Jackson songs back in the day. We sung Kiss Rock songs back in the day. Everybody knew the words to them. So younger artists younger than them are going to try to mimic what they're doing. A lot of people see that, oh, no, you trying to sound. No, man, that's if that's their favorite icon type of rap guy, right, or whatever, they're gonna do that.
I think it's gonna be hard because I think it's hard to like erase who he was because it's like a generational talent. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like forgetting about Kobe. There'll never be another Kobe Bryant ever again. Michael Jordan ever again. There'll just never be another one of those. So I think it will be hard. It would be like, it's kind of like it probably won't happen for another 10 years, maybe 15, you know, that you'll just see an individual that I'm not doing it like this. I'm doing it my way.
Yeah,
you know,
rebel because a lot of people see the reason why it's like that, Renz, is because they feel like they have to go along with the flow because that's the only way they're gonna get on.
Yeah.
If I don't go along with the flow and sound like this, that's what's going on. Duro went against the odds, and he jumped out the box. He definitely got that from me. You know, we born the same birth date and everything. Yeah. So he's junior. So yeah,
you guys had the same birthday?
Yeah.
Same name.
I remember I asked Darlene. I said, "Well, when is his due date?" And she, you know, I told you we used to get into it. And this is where her words were. It was so funny, bro. I said, when is his due date? Oh, your motherfucking birthday. She said, oh, you remember, I can never forget that look in her face. I said, when is his birthday? When is your due date? Oh, your motherfucking birthday. That's when. Motherfucker. She said, oh, your motherfucking birthday, motherfucker. I was like, oh, man, his birthday's on my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Darlene, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she go slam the door and knock all the stuff out of the cupboards. Yeah,
Daryl, let me ask you one last question. If somebody who had never heard of Draco asked you, who was your son, and you couldn't mention music or fame or the way he died, how would you describe him?
If they asked me who was my son, I would say a very, very high-spirited, joyful, good person that wanted to just give. That's what I would say. He was a person that wanted to give, and he definitely had special talents. Definitely had special talents. He's not who a lot of people think that he was. They judge him by, you know, videos and all of that. He was actually a great person. Now, it's gonna be some people out there that's gonna, you know, they're gonna contest that and be like, okay, you being biased because, you know, that's your son. But no, he was a good person. He was a good person. Yeah. He was a good person. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your stories and keep it up. Keep up the good work. Yeah, man. Thank you.
We do appreciate that because I mean, my thing is I want
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Call TV. It's your favorite Cambodian YouTuber, which is me, Easy. All right, man. All right, let's talk about it, y'all. So, Horn Island, where it all happened at, right? We're all, there's back and forth about what happened to Nolan. And a lot of us, including myself, is already thinking that Nolan Wells got murdered. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells all the time, man. So there is this lady. She is. I'm sorry. I forgot her name, but she came open about what could potentially change the case. All right, so she's saying that on Horn Island there is cameras on that, right? There's some cameras on the island, so they'd be able to rewind over there. They would that clear view of the boat that Nolan and his friends were on. That would be very, very helpful. Now, for a while, I think a lot of us were wondering, like, okay, that island might be kind of secluded, so there probably wasn't no cameras. You know what I mean? And we were probably thinking, like, damn, that's kind of hard to get around, get some evidence, because there's probably no cameras over there besides the cameras that they have on their phone. But obviously they ain't gonna record if something crazy, whatever happened to Nolan. So, but yeah, but the lady was saying, no, there is like little shops around there, little touristy shops, I guess, to where they might be able to see where if something happened. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching these interviews. I've been watching. I've been keeping my eye on over there. I might drift away a little bit, but I keep my eye on this Nolan Wells case and that David case. So I really think Nolan got murdered, or someone knows what happened to Nolan. They want to keep it quiet and keep it on the hush, because they could have easily reported it to the police immediately, and they continue to stay quiet about it. But yeah, so the lady is saying there is cameras. There is cameras. There has to be some kind of footage of them, coming on and off the boat, or if there was a scruffle or something like that, or something to that nature. It should easily be able to be seen because there is cameras on Horn Island. Okay, so when she was saying this, talking about that, I was like, let's be honest, it's 2026. I think the only area that don't have cameras is like top secret agent stuff, like Area 51, or like some type shit like that. But anywhere else in the world, there's most likely a camera somewhere, somehow, man. It ain't no way, you know what I mean? Because technology's everywhere, man. Shit. So when she said that, I wasn't too surprised, but I was really happy to hear that news, because now we are going to be able to get closer to what really happened to Nolan, and yeah, it was like, it's crazy. When you think about it, it just seems like there's a whole lot of
Yeah. Hold on. I don't know how to use this stuff like that, bro. I'm not. You're up on here, right? There you are.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, gang.
Hey, you switch your setup, bro, to green screen?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You like it, or is it a little bit more clear or not?
Nah, it's a lot more futuristic, bro. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. But now I called you in here because, bro, Kyle wants to do a stream with all of us soon. Like, he wants to get on like a but he doesn't want it. He wants to make sure that it's like not choppy and shit too. He said, so I
Oh
think
yeah.
maybe Restream might be it, or if you want to do Streamlabs, I have Streamlabs now too, but I was just off Restream. But yeah, he said, because they even some of the Dragon Knights in the chat, they said y'all need you, Flip, and D need a collab. So, and then I told him about Easy. He said he'll mess with my mic is tripping, bro.
No,
But he
I can
said
hear you though.
he said he'll mess with Easy and too, bro. He said that he wants to pull up one time on like the unknown because he likes reacting to like UFO and conspiracy shit sometimes too.
Yeah, the quality on the stream is a lot better, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can switch it. It's on vertical. You got vertical too, huh?
Yeah, hold on real quick. Let me fix my wait, hold on. I think it's good now. You can hear me better now?
Yeah. No, I can hear you. I said you got vertical too, right? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up on YouTube with the vertical yet though. I think you have to pay extra for the upgrade for that.
I'm proud of you, bro. But I mean, it sounds. I mean, so far it's pretty clear. It seems pretty clear and not lagging.
Yeah. I like it. It's cool, bro.
Nah, but I seen an interview earlier, bro. It was a W interview, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
And I seen you join the Discord, bro.
Yeah. You heard me on Kyle's stream earlier. We were doing. I did a
Yeah,
sec.
I heard some on. You got some interview questions?
Yeah, I did a second interview with them on Discord. Where he was getting a little bit more deeper.
Nah. That was dope, bro. That was dope. Yes, sir, bro. That was dope, bro.
Hell yeah. What's it called? It was. I don't know if you know who Glacial is. He's the one that was playing the AI song.
Yeah, I know. I don't know who he is, but I know he's some crowd stream.
Basically, Kyle was telling me, he's like, Kyle told me I was just to ask, like, hey, bro, how you think I could get up to no jumper just for a little bit? He was like, bro, it's really not that hard, bro. I feel like if you just send them a reel of like what you do and give a good take on something, he said Josh might fuck with you, or he said just go to like any type of live event they have, just pull up.
Yeah, you just gotta get in the mix. Like,
Yeah.
it's about having a relationship. Like, how much gonna do? I could probably bet if I really found mine to it, I could get on no jumper. But I just
Yeah,
haven't
for
been
sure.
leveraging that. You know that because I
But
know a
he
lot of
also said too, they don't care nothing about that stream shit that I did with the members only stuff. He said that's nothing. He said really, like, they're not even gonna remember that shit, bro. Like, Josh probably won't even bring that up to you.
To who? To me?
No, to me,
You talking
bro.
about you?
Yeah, to
Oh
me,
no.
yeah.
Nah, I mean, I feel like it is a big deal, but it ain't. But it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. He just basically was saying like, just don't think about that. Just go up in there and just try to see what's up.
The fact is that that's gonna be the first question they ask you, bro. How much you wanna bet? Because they did Compton Rick Rock dirty.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. You're right. I mean, I don't know, bro. That's what I was saying. Like, he just said, just send in the reel and see what happens.
Yeah, but no, I was just pulling up, but you guys did a W collab, bro. Shout out to you. There was a lot of people in there, bro.
Yeah, hella the Dragon Knights and the what's it called? Emperor Poppy Emperor. No,
Oh yeah.
Poppy Wardrobes. I mean Poppy Wardrobes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He rich as fuck.
Yeah, bro is sending big super chats.
Yeah. I had super. I saw some super chats too. I had to support, bro.
Yeah, I seen that, bro. I saw I was shouting you out through the whole thing, bro. He kept saying, yeah, WD. Shout out to D, because he was saying shout out to D for like linking us up. Cause like now, like me and Kyle really trying to do some shit like a IRL, and then we might probably gonna do a song too. Well, he said for sure we gonna do a song. Cause yeah,
Like
but
I said, people like Kyle. I was just saying Easy. I don't know what's going on with Easy. I haven't heard from him, but
yeah, hold on.
I haven't
Yeah, I don't know what
heard.
happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Easy either, bro. I think he might be like away or something.
Yeah, I hope he's straight. Yeah, I saw. I know he been kind of quiet.
No, but you didn't talk to him the other day?
Bro, I think maybe. Oh no, he tagged me or something, but I haven't really talked to him this week.
Nah, like, cause he had joined my live after you left that day.
Oh, okay.
And then he was just basically saying he was really in his head for a couple of days. He had to take a break.
No, that's good, bro. No, I'm glad he's okay, bro. But no, I just need to call him. All right, keep going, bro. I told you, nigga, that fucking. What happened to your Giants interview? Your Giants interview.
Yeah, nah, for sure, bro. For sure.
What happened to your Giants interview, bro?
Oh yeah. With that, I had missed it, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. So I told her tomorrow, and she said tomorrow at 3 is cool.
All right, bro. Hey, bro, do the same thing like I said. You
You
see,
think we
a lot of
should?
people came to
You
your
think I
chat,
should do it?
bro.
You think I should do it off my phone, off the YouTube again?
I don't know. It was pretty laggy, bro. I don't know. I think it was your side. I don't know, but I don't know. It was pretty laggy.
It was low key laggy on his side a little bit too. I don't know because I think we both like were too close to the phone or something. Because I don't know, like people were messing with it, but it was kind of like glitching a little bit. Because when I watched it back,
I mean, Restream is cool. So if Restream works, bro, then I say you use Restream.
yeah, we could do restream. That's cool. Yeah, for sure.
All right, bro. But I was just checking in. I got it back. I got it back, bro. But hey, handles, bro. Good shit, bro. Keep going.
Nah, for sure, bro. Are you gonna do a stream tomorrow or no?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm streaming every day this week.
What's it called?
Well, mostly every day this week. Mostly, except tomorrow.
I'm
Except
about to say
Friday.
you want to do a stream tomorrow, bro, or we just stick on one topic or no?
Well, I can't. Well, I can't add nobody to my stream, so I have to join your stream then, right?
Well, you can't add nobody to your stream.
Hell no, that shit $40. I'm not paying that shit. I'm using
Oh,
Streamlabs.
for Ecamm or Restream?
Yeah, I'm for Ecam. I'm using Streamlabs.
Oh, why don't we? Why don't you do? Oh, you don't fuck with Restream?
I never used it, so I don't know. I don't know. I never used it.
I mean, yeah, it's just like this right here, bro. I mean, it's cool. It's just like Streamlabs, basically.
Yeah, 'cause the reason why, cause my computer get cooked, bro, and it's like so fucking annoying.
Yeah, I could just invite you to my shit, bro. Then I guess, but that's cool. Yeah, we could just. What time you trying to go on?
I say I really don't. Like I said, I don't know. I have to see, cause if I go live, I'm probably gonna go live only one time, bro. I ain't gonna lie, cause bro, that live shit is very draining, bro.
Yeah, I feel you, gang.
Especially
No, just
yesterday, my freaking live stream went crazy. I don't know if you seen it.
the Lush one. Yeah, I was in the comments, bro. But
That shit,
yeah.
that shit did 300 views.
Oh shit! Last time I looked at it, was like 2 something. So okay, hell yeah.
No, cause I do two different live. I do the vertical and I do the regular. Totals 300 something.
Yeah, so that's the thing I like about StreamYard is because StreamYard does the two lives too, the vertical and the landscape.
Nah, but I feel like the quality of streaming labs is pretty cool. I like how you can build your own. You can build like the thing on the shorts. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah, I like the Streamlabs, but for some reason, when I try to click on it to install it again on my Mac, it said that it wouldn't install because I had it on there before. So I was like, all right, let me just
I
do
don't
it.
know. I don't know if you see my layout on my YouTube shorts for my streams.
I'm gonna check.
I tailored. I hooked it up. Look pretty clean. Like so, I have the way. It's like the library. I have the video on the bottom in full. My screen in the bottom. Then I have my face on top.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, see, because I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like with the Streamlabs, for some reason, like I had it before on my Mac, and then
Yeah.
I tried to see what's up with it again just to install it, and it said, "Oh nah, we don't support this or whatever. This Mac isn't support. Like they don't support that. Like can't download this type of Mac or whatever. Like that's crazy
Yeah,
because I
bro.
used it.
I'm gonna hit you back, though. I'm gonna get back to work, but nah.
All
Oh
right,
yeah, bro.
fam.
I appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, gang. Yep. All right. Let's see what's up, bro. We're just gonna watch the rest of this Nolan Wells. It's Nolan Wells shit. How do you do this? That's cool too. I like that. We could just do that, bro. All right, That's cool too. No. Yeah, we gonna check it out, man. We go. I think this is how it was, or was it the other way? I don't know. Nah, gang, it was this way. I'm pretty sure. Nah. Switch it out. Yeah. Switch it out to the other side, gang. No. like reposition back then. How you? Come on, bro. I wanna switch. Can I switch? Like, what the fuck? That shit's tripping. Can I just go? I wanna just. Yes, that's cool. That's cool. Yes, that's how I wanted it. All right. We good, y'all. Let's just check this out. My bad.
Covering up and people not taking accountability or really looking into the Nolan Wells case. And I said this on all my videos. I'm gonna keep saying it because it don't seem like they're trying to help out at all. Like literally at all. Like the whole state of that little town over there in Mississippi looks crazy, man, because it seemed like they're not putting in the same amount of effort they would do for, like, someone that's white. Just be honest. And yeah, man. Come on, man. We gotta do better. We gotta figure out what happened to Nolan Wells. Come on, Mississippi. Don't go out like this. You guys say you're not racist, right? Do something, man. Expose. Figure it out. What happened to Nolan? That's all we want to know. You guys keep sweeping it under the rug. All this bad audio, all these, there's no cameras around. No, we want to just tell us what happened to Nolan Wells, man. Platforms like small, tiny platforms like myself ain't gonna have the reach like TMZ have. But you already know the thing with TMZ, they're not really up to par. They're up to par. They know what's going on, but they don't want to. What I feel like they don't really want to speak on this, man. And then I haven't really heard no Jumper talk about it. You know what I mean? So small platforms like myself really don't get much visual light on it. Don't get much light on it, but whatever. I'm still gonna talk about it, because that's just crazy, man. You go hang out with your friends, 4th of July. You're no longer here on Earth. Like, what? How does that make any sense? We gotta get to the bottom of that. Like, that's crazy work. Yeah, man. I just wanted to put my opinion on this, talk about it real quick, because I hope we do get some footage of whatever happened over there on Warren Island. Oh, and just to throw it in there, bro, I heard Horn Island is a place where they be sacrificing people. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying what I heard. All right, but if that's another angle you can look at it, man. It's kind of crazy. All right, man. Easy Call TV, we out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go.
You're now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
Nolan Wells mystery altercation emerged. There was people who said they seen Nolan Wells in the altercation on Horn Island. We had Nolan Wells' friend that came to the internet and said that was not Nolan Wells, that was me. Coming to find out, it's more and more people who coming up saying I seen Nolan Wells in the altercation. So we're going to get over here to Nancy Grace and check out what she got to say. Let's go.
Bombshell tonight in the Nolan Wells investigation. A mystery altercation emerges. And not with the guys that took him to the island on the boat.
All right, so who was it? If it wasn't with the guys who took him to the island on the boat, then who did Nolan Wells get into an altercation with?
Does this change things? We cannot ignore it. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Does this change things? Basically what she's saying, if Nolan Wells didn't get into an altercation with the guys who he came with, Warren and the other guys, then who was it he got into an altercation with and do that change things? Basically, what she trying to say is, could they be the ones that's responsible for Nolan Wells' death? Let's find out.
If people are sending in videos, they should be using those videos to conduct further investigation.
There is a group of people fighting at 5 p.m. Who are they? Where was he? He wasn't floating in the water. He wasn't on the shore. Tonight, evidence of a so-called mystery altercation is emerging. Straight out to Crime Stories investigative reporter Dave Mack. Dave, what can you tell me first about this so-called mystery altercation? And this is not with the men that went to Horn Island on the boat. You know what? Let me just be clear. Crime Stories is not a symposium, a gathering place for a witch hunt. We want the truth about what happened to Nolan Wells. We are here to convict no one yet.
All right. Do something seem kind of strange with this? Because now it's taking the attention off the guys who went on the island with Nolan Wells. Let me go and see if Willie D, what he got to say about this. Give me 1 second. Let me go to Uncle Willie D's page real quick. Willie D live. I'm pretty sure he covered this. Let's see. Here it is right here.
Willie D live.
What's up, family? It is now being reported that there was some type of mystery altercation in regards to Nolan Wells' death. Some kind of way that might be connected to his death. Some dudes that he got into it with that was totally separate from his friend group that he came to the island with. He got into it with them, and somehow, some way, maybe that's how he ended up dead. So they're floating the idea that, well, maybe he didn't drown. Maybe somebody did kill him. Remember now, they was riding with the whole drowning thing. Now they're trying to say, well, maybe somebody killed him because he was arguing with somebody. First and foremost, we don't really even know if that's even true, that he was in an argument with someone.
All right, now I knew we'd get a better understanding over here on Willie D's page. The other one, that's my, Nancy Grace. Since she been covering this Nolan Wells, she been my girl on that. I haven't really seen the rest of the stuff that people have been riding her about. They said they was riding her about the Anthony Carmelo case, that she was on Anthony Carmelo's back. I think I'm saying his name right. Now, when it comes to this right here, she's been on it. Willie D, Taylor House Publishing, Poetic Flakko. These are a few that been covering this Nolan Wells since the beginning. But I knew that Willie D was gonna come with a different approach. Let's see where it's going, y'all, because now they saying he got into it with somebody else. Why we didn't hear this in the beginning, y'all?
Right. That has not been confirmed. We don't know if it's true. Secondly, how convenient is it that, okay, it was an argument going on, we can't confirm who was in the argument. And so let's just say Nolan was in the argument. And if Nolan's in the argument, that creates some doubt that maybe the guys he was in an argument with killed him.
What about the other guy who said that Nolan Wells wasn't arguing? It was him, the friend.
And so that shifts the blame and makes everybody look over that way instead of this way.
Exactly. Because if he was arguing with somebody else and it wasn't the guys that he came with, let's go back to that call, that emergency call when they was yelling out Nolan's name, and they supposed to been already in the water when they made the call that the boat was breaking down.
Nancy Grace put that theory out there. She said that, hey, here at True Crime, I think is the name of her show. It's True Crime or something along the lines of crime. We want the truth, whatever the truth is. She said we have to explore, in so many words, she said we have to explore all leads. You know, if it's out there, we got to talk about it. We're going to spin it, right? Well, I'm going to explore it too. I'm going to explore the bullshit. Ain't no damn mystery altercation.
Hey, that's why I said let me come over here to his page, because at first I do natural reactions. I don't look at them. I do a natural reaction. And the way that it was coming off when I got on the first beginning of this video, I said, wait. Something sounds kind of strange here. Like they trying to throw it off. Let me go see what Willie D talking about. Now, if he would agree with it, I would have said, okay, yeah, cool. But I'm telling you, man, this don't make no sense, man. A mystery altercation.
Nolan Wells was murdered. And his friends know who did it. His so-called friends know who did it. Where are all of these mystery people? Now you got two groups of friends who don't know what happened. You got the original group who he came with, who left him on the island.
And now we got a group that nobody know about.
Then you got another group, and they saying the way that they're justifying it, they're trying to explain it, is that, okay, he got into an argument at 5 o'clock, around 5 o'clock with this other group of people.
That mean that the boat that the friends was on was already gone, so it couldn't have been there.
By that time, the Triton boat was gone. So,
but it's one thing. The phone call was made on the boat when it was gone, and they were scared. Oh my God, Nolan.
The Triton boat was gone around 4 something. So, if that was indeed Nolan was in an argument with another group of guys, then these guys who left him on the island couldn't have possibly been involved. All that sound good. But what y'all gonna do about that? Booyah! Ceto phone call.
Exactly. There we go. Make it make sense. If that phone call would have never came, oh man, all this would have sounded good. This would have been going on for the rest of their life. One of them dudes got old and was on their deathbed and finally told the truth. But that phone call is what messed up the whole play. Messed up the whole play. Hey, what's his name? Big Crump. They have the audio. They have the original audio. They haven't broke down what they heard in that yet. A lot of people saying, man, why they haven't solved it yet? I was anxious too, but let them do their job, and we gonna see what comes out from that audio.
You cannot explain it away. You can come up with all the theories you want. You can see right now, it's a matter of throwing stuff up against the wall. They're throwing things against the wall and trying to see what sticks. What better alibi to have than another group of people could have done it? You know, what better new motive to establish or try to establish is that maybe it was somebody else. And here's why it could have been somebody else. Just create enough doubt. Keep throwing stuff out there, creating doubt. This is all smoke screen. This whole mystery altercation thing is smoke screen and mirrors. And Nancy Grace's been around long enough to know that. This is all smoke screen and mirrors. Now she says she had to talk about it. She has to explore it. Okay, I'm exploring it. I'm talking about it. And I am saying definitively that it is BS.
What do y'all think in the comment section? What do y'all think, chat? What do y'all think? Y'all think that this is BS? Y'all think that this is some more distractions? All of a sudden, we didn't hear this at first. Now, all of a sudden, here comes this theory right here that nobody never heard. To now. What do y'all think?
Ain't no mystery altercation. That's right, I said it. Ain't no mystery altercation. We heard that phone call. And we all heard it. And we heard it before Janetta Brantley improved the audio, before she enhanced what was already there. For the slowpokes, enhance is not a bad thing. Enhancing means to better, improve. When Warren, the other day, when he was on Tatum's show, talking about the audio call, he's like, yeah, listen to some enhanced phone call. He said enhanced like it was a bad thing. Some enhanced phone call. He sounded dismissive. Like Wyatt, is it Pyron? Like Wyatt Pyron did on the phone call to Cito. Very dismissive. No, we don't need them. Remember when she asked him, do you need the Coast Guard? No, we don't need them.
Right. But yeah, that audio is a smoking gun, man. That if I didn't hear that audio, I'd be just like everybody else wondering what happened. It don't take a rocket science to know what happened. Something happened on that boat after they left, and Nolan was on that boat. Why else would they be saying, oh my God, Nolan, is he dead?
What? Very rude. I don't think I've ever heard anybody that was in distress
because they boat sinking don't want no help. If your boat sinking, you won't help from anybody. It don't matter who it is. Lifeguard, post guard, anybody. Coast Guard, security guard, any guard.
That was on a sinking boat in any type of imminent danger situation. Be so rude towards the person who's trying to help them. Bad attitudes. Even in the midst of distress. I'm not buying none of it, fam. I'm not buying none of it. I do not believe this alternative mystery or this mystery altercation. It's all smoke, screens, and mirrors. And that's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
That's what I think. I believe the same thing. I think it's a smoke and mirror. I think this is just a way to keep this story going. It's all a bunch of BS. And I know y'all gonna say the same thing in the comment section. It's a bunch of BS. No. We not gonna take our eyes off who the original people who our eyes was on. We not gonna take them off. We're not accusing nobody of doing anything, but we need to stay focused on this right here, and then we'll worry about all this other stuff second. But let's pay attention to that phone call. That phone call is the smoking gun. That phone call is going to say it. Oh, now you can wiggle your way out of that, then y'all good. Because when you got on Officer Tatum's show and said y'all was already 300 yards out of 30 yards, however many yards y'all was out, once that phone call was made, y'all said y'all left Nolan on the island with the girl Katie. But when y'all was out 30 feet and made that call, 300 feet, and made that tow call, we heard clear in the background Nolan name getting called. So y'all can't say it's altered when they got the original audio. So we're going to see how that play out, man. What do y'all think? Leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, and I want y'all to share this video right here. Share this video to all the people y'all been sharing the rest of them to, and say, look what they coming up with now. Do y'all believe this? And get a community going in the comment section. It's Compton Rick Rock. Share the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch all of y'all on the next reaction.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.
and accountability. The family of Nolan Wells about to speak there in New York on the unanswered questions surrounding the death of their 18-year-old son. Al Sharpton at the mic right now.
Who have already, in my judgment, seemed to have mishandled where it was going. Because to just immediately, before a week time, saying there was nothing done wrong, when we hear that this young man was engaged in some kind of argument that was on tape, that his cell phone and keys ended up with one of the people that were there on the island and got away. He was one black with 3 young white men who happened to end up with his phone, happened to end up with his keys. Then there's just too many questions that they should not be closing the investigation. Now, I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm a little different than some of y'all. I was built different. My nose is out here, my eyes are here, my brain is here, which means some things I could smell before I could see and before I can figure out. This does not smell right. So some people are saying, Reverend, are y'all bringing in race? Well, we're not bringing in race, but we're not discounting race either, because we don't know what it is. So to tell us don't rush to judgment saying it was racist is fine. But then I'm telling you, don't rush to judgment saying it was not racism, because we do not know. We do know what these parents are being told, and what the parents have now shared with us does not make sense. How do you end up a young, promising football player, not in trouble, mother and daddy at home, everything we tell them to do and be? They go on the 4th of July, on the anniversary of this country, going to an island, we're outing with his friends, and the friends come back, and he's left there with some story about, he said, leave them behind. But then by some magic, one of the friends has his keys and his phone. Mind you, his mother tracked down the phone. They didn't voluntarily tell her they had his phone. They didn't voluntarily say they had the keys. So if they had not been tracked down, we don't know if they ever would have known where it was. Some of this doesn't make sense. So we are absolutely in National Action Network and other groups going to rally behind this family. I have told them that whatever we can and need to do, we will do it, because this smacks of some of the worst fears that we've had historically, not only in Mississippi, but in this country. And we are there until the end with them. I've been asked by the family to be in Mississippi for the funeral to officiate, which I'm going to do. We just got off the phone with Tyler Perry, the actor who says he wants to help cover whatever expenses for the funeral. We have with us Spike Lee is in the house. Many of our people that have always supported families are there. This is not about them trying to raise money. We're going to take care of that. This is about, though, they got to keep going forward. But we want justice, and let the chips fall where they may. If it ends up being one way that we suspect was wrong, fine. But if it's another way, don't back up and play games with this. They are not activists or lawyers. So they only want justice for their son. I'm an activist. When we get there and they say we heating things up, that's what we do. Because sometimes you got to make people sweat to get the poison out their system. I'm the sweat man. And they are the parents that want to see justice for their son. Let me let you hear from Christine and Elmer Wansley and then Attorney Crump. Let them. Yeah.
Let's do it first.
Oh, okay, Attorney Crump, and then we'll hear from the parent. Okay.
Thanks, Rev. Y'all can come on up with Reverend as we can all do together. Thank you, Reverend Al, for always answering the bell as you have done on so many occasions when families get the worst news of their life And make no mistake about it, Christine and Elmo got the worst news of their life on what was supposed to be a joyous occasion where everybody was celebrating the 4th of July weekend. I'm Attorney Ben Crumpet, along with Attorney Lisa Park and Jared Presson and Camila Moore. We have the honor and the privilege of helping to lead an independent investigation on behalf of the family of Nolan Wells. Why do you say we need to be retained to lead an independent investigation? It is because the family has distrust of the Mississippi law enforcement officials giving them a fair investigation where their black son ended up dead after going out on a boat with 3 young white men. The history of Mississippi is something that they don't just read about in books, but it's a lived experience for many black Americans that oftentimes when our children are killed in highly questionable situations, that there is this notion that, oh, it was nothing wrong, no foul play, let's just sweep it under the rug. Well, we refuse to sweep it under the rug. We refuse to just let Nolan Wells' death be in vain. We are going to make sure that we get to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because Nolan deserves it. You're going to hear his mother and father talk about what a wonderful young man he was. I mean, doing everything right. Reverend Al, he was not only a college student, he was a great athlete. He was a model big brother for his brothers and little brothers and sisters, and he was a great son who was on the cusp of becoming a man. I mean, Christine and Elmore did everything to prepare him for this moment. He was so close. He was right there. You're going to hear his father talk about him had a good football season last year, but this season he was really ready to go to the next level, to go to Division I. I mean, the highlights that you're seeing on social media of his athletic prowess, I mean, it is all relevant, because when you start talking about drowning, I mean, this is a kid who knew how to swim. This is a kid who was in tip-top shape. He was a superior athlete. And so I'm going to get to that in a moment, these glaring contradictions, but to try to say, oh, we're suggesting it was just an accident or drowning, go ahead and move on. Well, they are not accepting it. They are not accepting it. They want to know that you have not taken the path of least resistance, that you have done a full, complete, thorough, impartial investigation, because it cannot be lost on anybody, but especially us in the black community. If the roles were reversed and you had 3 young black men on a boat with a young white man, and that young white man ended up dead, what kind of investigation would be being conducted by the Mississippi law enforcement officials? How many times would those 3 young black men be interrogated? So all we're asking is the same consideration you would have given if the roles were reversed. Give that consideration to this family as well. That is our fight. The glaring contradictions just jump out at you. The fact that he is there with his friends, and you look at all the videos, it seems to be he's the only black on the island, or maybe one other, but not many. And so, Jared, you have where a young woman he was talking to says that, well, Nolan said he was going back to get on the boat with the boys. The boys say that Nolan told them he was going to stay and talk to the young woman. It's a contradiction. They're not saying the same thing. One of them is telling the truth, one of them is not. We have to get to the bottom of that. It's important. And then the fact, Reverend Al, that they have this video of an argument that is going on. And you know, thank God, all young people, they have cell phones, and anytime you hear people raising their voice, they start the video. And so you hear on the video, Nolan saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?" And that becomes even more relevant when you think about the story that they are presenting, that Nolan chose to stay behind. That's what they're saying. But his phone, he wouldn't take that with him if he's going to stay behind on an island. I mean, we're talking about an 18-year-old kid. What teenager would leave their phone behind if they're going to stay on this island? What teenager wouldn't take their phone? And so it's not adding up. It's not adding up at all. The fact, as Reverend Al said, you know, they didn't take his phone with them. His mother, when she finds out that her baby is missing, they start trying to track the phone, the GPS the phone. They've used Life 360, and they discover that, well, the phone is on land. The phone is on land, but you're saying he went missing on the island. And so it's not adding up. And so they go get the phone. And you hear her tell herself, when her and her sister start going through his phone, Jared, they realize that there are deleted messages, so they're trying to figure out, well, why are there deleted messages on his phone? I mean, it becomes relevant when you start putting everything together, where we can't just say, oh, there's no instance of foul play. We're going to get to the truth one way or the other. The fact that, and this really makes no sense to me, Reverend Al, this notion that, well, he drowned, y'all have, I'm sure, seen all the videos out there. I mean, if he's drowning, nobody sees him drown, nobody offers assistance, nobody tries to help him. I mean, obviously, he stands out. He's, I think, the only black person I saw when I'm looking at the videos. And if you see him drowning, you mean nobody is going to try to help him? It's not adding up. It is not adding up. And that's why the family, at their behest, we had an independent autopsy being performed. And we thank Colin Kaepernick for helping to pay for that independent autopsy. And we thank Tyler Perry for helping to pay for the funeral, because as Reverend Al said, these were just regular parents going about their life. They weren't expecting any of this. And then we're having to try to hire all these experts to be able to go and see if they
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to an early version of Hot Topics. We're going to be on today because we are expecting the preliminary autopsy results to be released. As you know, or may not know, Ben Crump, who's the attorney for the family, put out a press release yesterday saying that they were going to release
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S.,
Willie D Live.
what's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're
Shout out
outside of
to
the U.S.,
Willie D
let
live,
me know
man.
what
But
country
yeah,
you
it's Nolan
represent.
Wells case is
Throw
crazy.
up your flag.
Definitely.
Family, I need
Now
you to
they got
smash up the
cameras,
like, smash up the
cameras
like,
on the island.
smash up the
Matter of
like.
fact, I need
Also,
to
if you have
see
not done so
the
already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe.
I need to see the clip real quick, guys. Where is this clip at, though? I'm trying to see this clip, bro. Altercation
And accountability.
You're now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
Nolan Wells mystery altercation emerged. There was people who said they seen Nolan Wells in the altercation on Horn Island. We had Nolan Wells.
He wasn't on the shore. Tonight, evidence of a so-called mystery altercation is emerging. Straight out to Crime Stories investigative reporter Dave Mack. Dave, what can you tell me first about this so-called mystery altercation? And this is not with the men that went to Horn Island on the boat. You know what? Let me just be clear. Crime Stories is not a symposium, a gathering place for a witch hunt. We want the truth about what happened to Nolan Wells. We are here to convict no one yet.
All right. Do something seem kind of strange with this? Because now it's taking the attention off the guys who went on the island with Nolan Wells. Let me go and see if Willie D, what he got to say about this. Give me 1 second. Let me go to Uncle Willie D's page real quick. Willie D Live. I'm pretty sure he covered this. Let's see. Here it is right here.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? It is now being reported that there was some type of mystery altercation in regards to Nolan Wells' death. Some kind of way that might be connected to his death. Some dudes that he got into it with that was totally separate from his friend group that he came to the island with. He got into it with them, and somehow, some way, maybe that's how he ended up dead. So they're floating the idea that, well, maybe he didn't drown. Maybe somebody did kill him. Remember now, they was riding with the whole drowning thing. Now they're trying to say, well, maybe somebody killed him because he was arguing with somebody. First and foremost, we don't really even know if that's even true. that he was in an argument with someone.
All right, now I knew we'd get a better understanding over here on Willie D's page. The other one, that's my, Nancy Grace. Since she been covering this Nolan Wells, she been my girl on that. I haven't really seen the rest of the stuff that people have been riding her about. They said they was riding her about the Anthony Carmelo case, that she was on Anthony Carmelo's back. I think I'm saying his name right. Now, when it comes to this right here, she's been on it. Willie D, Taylor House Publishing, Poetic Flakko. These are a few that been covering this Nolan Wells since the beginning. But I knew that Willie D was gonna come with a different approach. Let's see where it's going, y'all, because now they saying he got into it with somebody else. Why we didn't hear this in the beginning, y'all?
Right. That has not been confirmed. We don't know if it's true. Secondly, how convenient is it that, okay, it was an argument going on, we can't confirm who was in the argument. And so let's just say Nolan was in the argument. And if Nolan's in the argument, that creates some doubt that maybe the guys he was in an argument with killed him.
What about the other guy who said that Nolan Wells wasn't arguing? It was him, the friend.
And so that shifts the blame and makes everybody look over that way instead of this way.
Exactly. Because if he was arguing with somebody else and it wasn't the guys that he came with, let's go back to that call, that emergency call when they was yelling out Nolan's name, and they supposed to been already in the water when they made the call that the boat was breaking down.
Nancy Grace put that theory out there. She said that, hey, here at True Crime, I think is the name of her show, is True Crime or something along the lines of crime. We want the truth, whatever the truth is. She said we have to explore, in so many words, she said we have to explore all leads. It's out there, we got to talk about it, we'll spin it, right? Well, I'm going to explore it too. I'm going to explore the bullshit. Ain't no damn mystery altercation.
Hey, that's why I said let me come over here to his page, because at first I do natural reactions. I don't look at them. I do a natural reaction. And the way that it was coming off when I got on the first beginning of this video, I said, wait. Something sounds kind of strange here. Like they trying to throw it off. Let me go see what Willie D talking about. If he would agree with it, I would have said, okay, yeah, cool. But I'm telling you, man, this don't make no sense, man. A mystery altercation.
Nolan Wells was murdered. And his friends know who did it. His so-called friends know who did it. Where are all of these mystery people? Now you got two groups of friends who don't know what happened. You got the original group who he came with, who left him on the island.
And now we got a group that nobody know about.
Then you got another group, and they saying the way that they're justifying it, they're trying to explain it, is that, okay, he got into an argument at 5 o'clock, around 5 o'clock with this other group of people.
That mean that the boat that the friends was on was already gone, so it couldn't have been there.
By that time, the Triton boat was gone. So,
but it's one thing. The phone call was made on the boat when it was gone, and they were scared. Oh my God, Nolan.
The Triton boat was gone around 4 something. So, if that was indeed Nolan was in an argument with another group of guys, then these guys who left him on the island couldn't have possibly been involved. All that sound good. But what y'all gonna do about that? Booyah! Ceto phone call.
Exactly. There we go. Make it make sense. If that phone call would have never came, oh man, all this would have sounded good. This would have been going on for the rest of their life. To one of them dudes got old and was on their deathbed and finally told the truth. But that phone call is what messed up the whole play. Messed up the whole play. Ben, hey, what's his name? Ben Crump. They have the audio. They have the original audio. They haven't broke down what they heard in that yet. A lot of people saying, man, why they haven't solved it yet? I was anxious too, but let them do their job, and we gonna see what comes out from that audio.
You cannot explain it away. You can come up with all the theories you want. You can see right now, it's a matter of throwing stuff up against the wall. They're throwing things against the wall and trying to see what sticks. What better alibi to have than another group of people could have done it? You know, what better new motive to establish or try to establish is that maybe it was somebody else. And here's why it could have been somebody else. Just create enough doubt. Don't keep throwing. What better new motive to establish or try to establish is that maybe it was somebody else. And here's why it could have been somebody else. Just create enough doubt. Don't keep throwing stuff out there. Create doubt. This is all smoke screen. This whole mystery altercation thing is smoke screen and mirrors. And Nancy Grace's been around long enough to know that. This is all smoke screen and mirrors. Now she said she had to talk about it. She has to explore it. Okay, I'm exploring it. I'm talking about it. And I am saying definitively that it is BS.
What do y'all think in the comment section? What do y'all think, chat? What do y'all think? Y'all think that this is BS? Y'all think that this is some mo? All of a sudden, we didn't hear this at first. Now, all of a sudden, here comes this theory right here that nobody never heard. So now, what do y'all think?
Ain't no mystery altercation. That's right, I said it. Ain't no mystery altercation. We heard that phone call, and we all heard it. And we heard it before Janetta Brantley improved the audio, before she enhanced what was already there. For the slowpokes, enhance is not a bad thing. Enhancing means to better, improve. When Warren, the other day, when he was on Tatum's show, talking about the audio call, he said, yeah, then listen to some enhanced phone call. He said enhanced like it was a bad thing. Some enhanced phone call. He sounded dismissive. Like Wyatt, is it Pyron? Like Wyatt Pyron did on the phone call to Cito. Very dismissive. No, we don't need them. Remember when she asked him, do you need the Coast Guard? No, we don't need them.
Right. But yeah, that audio is a smoking gun, man. That if I didn't hear that audio, I'd be just like everybody else wondering what happened. It don't take a rocket science to know what happened. Something happened on that boat after they left, and Nolan was on that boat. Why else would they be saying, oh my God, Nolan, is he dead?
What? Very rude. I don't think I've ever heard anybody that was in distress
because they boat sinking don't want no help. If your boat sinking, you won't help from anybody. It don't matter who it is. Lifeguard, Post Guard, anybody. Coast Guard, security guard, any guard.
That was on a sinking boat. In any type of imminent danger situation, be so rude towards the person who's trying to help them. Bad attitudes, even in the midst of distress. I'm not buying none of it, fam. I'm not buying none of it. I do not believe this alternative mystery or this mystery altercation. It's all smoke, screens, and mirrors.
And
that's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
That's what I think. I believe the same thing. I think it's a smoking mirror. I think this is just a way to keep this story going. It's all a bunch of BS. And I know y'all gonna say the same thing in the comment section. It's a bunch of BS. No. We not gonna take our eyes off who the original people who our eyes was on. We not gonna take them off. We're not accusing nobody of doing anything, but we need to stay focused on this right here, and then we'll worry about all this other stuff second. But let's pay attention to that phone call. That phone call is the smoking gun. That phone call is gonna say it. Oh, now you can wiggle your way out of that, then y'all good. Because when you got on Officer Tatum's show and said y'all was already 300 yards out of 30 yards, however many yards y'all was out, once that phone call was made, y'all said y'all left Nolan on the island with the girl Katie. But when y'all was out 30 feet and made that call, 300 feet and made that tow call, we heard clear in the background Nolan name getting called. So y'all can't say it's altered when they got the original audio. So we're going to see how that play out, man. What do y'all think? Leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, and I want y'all to share this video right here. Share this video to all the people y'all been sharing the rest of them to and say, look what they coming up with now. Do y'all believe this? And get a community going in the comment section. It's Compton Rick Rock. Share the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch all of y'all on the next reaction.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.
Independent autopsy, and we thank Tyler Perry for helping to pay for the funeral, because as Reverend L said, these were just regular parents going about their life. They weren't expecting any of this. And then we're having to try to hire all these experts to be able to go and see if they can retrieve deleted messages. We have to have experts. You'll hear from Attorney Park talk about, where the body was found when it was recovered and how long it took to be recovered. We think all of those are relevant issues to trying to understand what really happened to Nolan Wells. And this independent autopsy is so very important because we had his body flown from Mississippi to Washington, D.C., because his family wanted to make sure that they had a doctor who had no ties to Mississippi law enforcement to do an independent examination of their son's body. And we are hopeful to get that results in the very near future. We were hoping we would have had it today. However, as you all know, here in New York, they canceled all the flights yesterday, and so it took a long time for his body to get to the medical examiner's office in Washington, D.C. But rest assured, as soon as we get those results, we will make them known to you, because we believe transparency is very important. We want to lead by example. We want them to be transparent, and we want to be transparent. We know they conducted an autopsy. We are waiting on their results as well. The final thing I will say is this. If there are any people on that island, any young people who recorded videos, who witnessed things, who may have saw Nolan at any time on that island, please, please, please let us know. Please call bencrump.com, call the 800 number, just any information. They are desperate. We're in a ferocious pursuit for the truth. And y'all, if it
Give him the damn news, church. You did.
Violations. This is why Ben Crump got involved in the first place. Say what you want about him and his intent or his agenda, but he has brought serious civil rights violations to the forefront. And a lot of people benefited from his input. Then you're starting to see that. Now you're starting to see that the state level can't be trusted to do it themselves. They have to have the FBI come in. They've done it before in major cases in the past. You could name them off the top of your head. But now's the time to take it from them because they're not giving it up and they need to.
If you discovered one phone call between somebody that is politically connected and somebody that is investigating this case, what's your next move?
Now I want all the records. I want the records of that person. I follow the trail. If I have two people in a conversation, I want to know who those two people were talking to, independent of that. I want to trace it all the way back, not just to the beginning of this case, July 4th, but to before that. How deep do the ties go? We're talking the real Black Flag, Cloak and Dagger type Yale underground fraternity stuff here, right? How like the black hand of the government, right? We've all heard the Illuminati type stories that we're talking about at a state level, where it goes so deep, right? You have a few families that control a certain geography. Start to look that way here, right? You bring in all the emails, all the public records. I want to see financials. I want to see where their ties are. Do they go to the same golf club together? The same car dealership? Has anyone had any really big contributions made to them or gifts that maybe weren't disclosed? Anyone getting free trips on a flight? Anyone getting a lot of free meals? For the public officials, they are fair game. I've always said they're fair game. You look at everything.
We're looking at everything, fam, we're going to switch over to UA attorney Yamika Lewis. But thank you for coming on the show, man, and adding your valuable input as always, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Palmieri. Here we go.
Hi.
Hey, how you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was saying hi to Jack before he got off.
Yeah. Jack had to move around. Jack got stuff to do. But check this. But so here we are, Yamika. So what do you think of all of this? Let's follow.
Hi.
How you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was saying hi to Jack before he got off.
Yeah. Jack had to move around. Jack got stuff to do. But check this. But so here we are, Yamika. So what do you think of all of this? Let's follow the paper trail. See, even if no crime was committed, these connections raise questions about transparency, conflict, the case being compromised. How can favoritism matter legally? Because some people say, well, people know people, and that don't mean that they're guilty just because they know somebody.
Of course, that's true.
This shit's frozen. What the fuck, boy? Bitch ass nut, what? What? Motherfucking what? You wanna hit the pin? I left it in the room, right? No, it's right here. You wanna hit it? No, that's not it. Yeah, this is it. No, that's not it. It's in the room.
Shut up.
Huh?
Shut up. These little towns in Texas where the whole town is just it's like a kingdom. Everybody
Yeah.
is handed down their positions from the last generation. All you have to do is squeak your way to law school, and we're going to put you high up on the throne as a judge, or, you know, if you can't get through law school, we'll have you be the sheriff or the county judge or something like that, or justice of the peace. You know, so yeah, I mean, I can see that definitely being mimicked in Mississippi. In fact, they probably, I don't want to talk too bad about Mississippi, but I'm sure they knew very well about how to build that blueprint that Texas could follow.
You're absolutely on point. Like, what public records would you request immediately?
Oh, so I would definitely ask for all communications relating to Nolan Wells from anybody, any public official. If it says his name, if it says anything related to this, anything related to this case, anything about that weekend, I want any communications that are exchanged between anybody and those events. And they know how to, you know, put all that stuff now in the search engine, pull those things up and get them to you. But if they're anything like Texas, as soon as you ask for something like that in a public record, they're going to run to the AG and ask the Attorney General to help them, to allow them to withhold that information so they don't have to release it. That's something is a constant that we deal with here in Texas. You know, you ask for public records, and the first thing they want to do is run to the Attorney General and say, hey, this is what they'll say is there's a pending investigation going on, and this request is basically going to impede that. So can we withhold this information? And 9 times out of 10, that is what will happen.
Right. I want to go right now and take my audience to Bart Edmondson. This guy right here is the one whose lawyer is trying to spook everybody. He don't want the content creators talking about him. He don't want the journalists saying anything about him. He don't want anybody, civil rights attorneys, anybody got something to say, pointing the finger Bart way. He say he gonna sue him for defamation. He want him defamation, coming to get you. He coming to get you. Now, my thing is this, like, people can have an opinion of following evidence. They're following the evidence, just like I did. I followed the evidence. So talking about this case, what makes Bart so special that we can't talk